Hey there, hi there, ho there, good evening to ya. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. guys. You know what that means. It's time for Sports Riot live on Twitch. Time for a little grab-ass Tuesday night. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope your December is off to a kicking ass start, actually mid-December. My name is Mike Liebishaka. I'll be kind of herding the cats here for the next 2 hours. Joining me, as usual, on this side, the Commander-in-Chief, John Wessling. How are you, John? Good evening to you.
Commander-in-Chief. Thank you very much. Hey, you know what? I'm going to do my first quick shot of the night, congratulating Carlos and Daniela Correa on the birth of their son, Kylo Daniel Correa, born on the 29th. So the kid is loose. Good for them. So salud. Shock, you can just catch up. This isn't formal. It was informal. This is just drinking. You know,
I'm
drinking for
behind.
the Correas tonight. Yeah, I may have broke protocol and went to sunglasses to start the show. That's usually a late in the show kind of move there. Sorry guys for cutting ahead, but I'm really feeling like my aesthetic tonight is going to be World Series of Poker player. I'm just going to go with the hood.
Yeah, I'll leave you to that. Barry Laminack.
Just be over here like this.
King of Spring. What's up, man? What's going on?
Barry's muted. Fuck, you muted yourself. Congratulations, you played yourself. Muted yourself. Hey, chat.
I had so much to say during that whole toast. I was like, you look like the Unabomber, John. You don't look like a poker player.
Yeah.
You look like the Unabomber.
Same difference. If Unabomber was alive today, he'd be a poker player. You're telling me some of those guys on that poker tour aren't fucking killers? I guarantee you.
At least one poker player. There was a serial killer or serial rapist comedian.
Oh, totally.
So why would there be a poker player? Yeah.
That's good. I like the way you did that too. A little balance. Like, hey, see, look, we're comics. Some of us are horrible criminals, right? So don't get your panties in a wad, poker player. You fancy yourself a sport for criminals. That's what you're going to get, some criminals.
That's right.
Right? Shit, it's just life, man.
That's it. Welcome, everybody in the chat, by the way. H-Town Badger. John, what's up, dude?
Hey.
Joe Pro, thank you for the resub. Joe Pro just resub. What? Sup?
Sup? Every time.
Sup?
The first chat you throw up every show goes up in that format, and that was the perfect one. Sup? It's like your goatee. It's like you got a goatee that says sup.
Sup? And then I
got to put it back up now. I want to see sup. I got to see sup there. Someone spend some brick points and put sup and leave sup there.
Sup? I gotta say, I was fixated on watching Barry take a sip of his beer just now, because every time he does it, he looks just like the meme of himself that he uses quite often for some of his jokes, where you're wearing the barn jacket and the dude, you fucking look just like that. I'm like, oh, where have I seen that before? Like 500 times on his Facebook account. That's why.
That was taken in the 1560. Hey, I gotta get rid of this thing. It's blocking the goodness. By the way, thank you to Joe Pro. He resubscribed for 7 months. Heartthrob has resubscribed for 6 months. Total Dallas has resubscribed at tier 2 for 7 months. Sorry, Joe Pro was also a tier 2 sub. So we love you guys. Thank you guys.
Oh, you
welcome
to
the chat. A little pepper grind to you guys. Thank you, boys. Shelby was first in. Appreciate that. The real J Monkey is here. Chewy, what's up, player? Good to see you as well, man. Thanks for everybody for showing up early and getting us started. So that picture, I guess I should find it.
What's this picture?
I'll show
this
you.
picture of him sipping a beer that he uses occasionally.
Oh, it's the Say Girl picture?
It's the Say Girl picture, yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh,
exactly.
Yeah, right.
It's all Carhartted out. And
is it Carhartt?
It is a Carhartt. Is it a Carhartt jacket?
It is a Carhartt.
I literally.
Oh, man.
So that was taken. Let me find it first. That's the.
It's in a folder. Probably says press pics, headshots, something like that.
I've used it. I've used it for comedy shows before. I have.
Hell yeah, why not? It's funny.
I don't know.
I got a picture of me holding a cat upside down that I use at comedy shows sometimes. When the show
really?
is right now. Yeah.
Happy birthday to my cat,
Hey,
Oliver.
Shelby.
Yay, Shelby!
Making it
Thank you for the
rain.
100 biddies. That puts us into a hype train, Shelpsters. Thank you so much. I love. Joe Pro, thank you for the 303 biddies as well. Much appreciated. Who else? We missed Heartthrob's bits as well. Heartthrob, thank you for the 100 bits. Shelby with another 100 bits. Thank you guys. Damn, we're almost in level 2. This picture I'm going to show you was taken in probably a decade ago. Oh, no, more. Maybe. So when was the heyday of 1560?
Like 2008.
For my time, I'll tell you that.
7 maybe.
Yeah. So it was taken at the Mug Awards for 1560 many years ago. And I got to find the damn thing. I don't even know what I did with it. Here's the Say Girl. I'll just pull up that. Shit.
Now wait, is this a trimmed image? Is that the point? Is there a bigger image that's?
Yeah, I don't even have I don't even know where the hell the original is, if I'm being honest with you.
I see what's going on here.
What do you mean a trimmed image though? What is that supposed to mean? What does that mean?
Well, like you got it, like maybe you put a background on it or a filter or something to get it ready to make flyers and shit out of it. That's what I mean.
Oh, so there was a dude that was a 1560. What did they used to call them? There used to be a name for those dudes. I don't remember what the fuck it was.
Not double rods. That's the but you're like the fans.
Gamers. It wasn't it gamers?
Gamers. That's right. They were gamers.
Yeah,
Really?
they were called gamers.
Yeah, it was before that gamer became kind of what it's known as now.
Yeah, it was 1560 the game. And
thank God they weren't 1560 the Nighthawk. He could have really gotten into some trouble.
That's okay.
That one takes a second. It's a little early. I'm sorry.
I stream on Podbean. I call everybody that listens Podbeaner, or I call them Beaners. So that's probably not ideal. Like, are there any Beaners over there? And it's usually just Hispanic dudes, so it's doubly bad.
Oh no! They're like, okay, what's up, Chewy? Bad timing on that.
Yeah, sorry about that, fella. Nonetheless, okay. Here's the meme. Okay, this is just a nightmare. This has just gone to hell pretty quickly. This is
That's
bad.
okay. What else we got to do? We're gonna talk about NBA shit. Hey guys,
dude,
not doing great.
I got while he's searching. Here's a hot take for you. Who was it that just said happy birthday to Larry Bird and to Johnny Bench? Hot take: Johnny Bench has a greater status in sports history at his position than Larry Bird.
What?
You think
Johnny Bench today is regarded as a greater catcher than Larry Bird is regarded as a small forward?
That's a good boss battle. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not obscene.
Right. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but when somebody comes up on a Johnny Bench stat or a number like we're seeing with Yadier Molina or Sal Perez this year, who broke the single-year record for catchers, I believe, when people come up on a Johnny Bench stat, they're kind of blown away because no one ever comes near him, like maybe Piazza. But people will muddy the waters with Kevin Durant. They'll muddy the waters with Dr. J, LeBron James, because on NBA.com, they're calling him the greatest small forward at 6'10" of all time, which is kind of bullshit. But Larry Bird kind of gets lost in the muddy waters of recency. And I think when Johnny Bench's name comes up, people are blown away because all of a sudden it's a mountain people don't even think about, let alone compare. John?
That's not bad, dude. Good job, Chuck. That come to you in traffic? Were you in traffic when you thought of that? And
just now. I just saw it in our chat.
Really? Oh, so you just threw? Yeah, okay. That's clever. That's clever. I think you'd have to see like, all right, if you had the all-star or the greatest lineup of all time, you'd have a hard time not putting Johnny Bench in it. And in the all-time starting lineup, you'd have a hard time not putting fucking Larry Bird in it. So I don't know. I think they're just about even in level of respect in their sports.
I think old timers would, but the youngsters and the NBA media is so young in terms of who you see writing. It's not old dudes like baseball or even as old as a lot of NFL guys. There's, I think, a lot of recency bias where people would lean into LeBron and maybe even Durant to an extent, despite the fact that he didn't win 5 titles and he had to move to win. I think they would lean into those two before and then say, oh, by the way, honorable mention to Larry Bird. I think they would go with today's media would go with Durant and LeBron first.
I'll go a step further in that shock, and I would say that today's media itself is a little bit more of an extension of the promotions and marketing of the league, more than they are old-fashioned journalists who would, that work for a paper and stuff like that. So I think you're getting overly friendly voices currently, which feeds to that recency that you're talking about. So yeah, I think you're right, and I would also say that Larry Bird's probably a little too old for the modern NBA writer. Right, like or both of them. Both Bird and Johnny Bench are old timers in respect to that sports, their sports writers or pundits.
Badger, was Yogi alongside Bench? History would tell you that 3 MVPs will do that. Lots of World Series will do that. I think Bench probably passed Yogi to get near a lot of his records, but Bench's career numbers are overwhelming. It's era versus era. Yogi played in the 50s,
All right, well, let me tell you why you guys are wrong.
Yeah, I love it.
No, I just think that the difference between the two is Bird is one of the greatest players of all time, regardless of position. Mm-hmm. Bench was one of the greatest players at his position, but no one's ever going to make a top 10 list and put Johnny Bench in there in baseball. But people are going to put Larry Bird in a top 10, top 15 list. Bench isn't making, you know what I mean? Like, and I understand the discrepancy in the number of positions.
That was the premise of the whole thing, is that I think Johnny Bench is regarded as a greater catcher in terms of the landscape of the history of the game than Larry Bird is as a small forward because of who has come after him.
Ooh, I don't know.
And I disagree with it wholeheartedly. I think Bird is probably still better than Durant in terms of everything he did. He's one of the most
Total Dallas said in the chat, people don't know Bird could do everything. Pass, rebound, shoot, barely dunk, talk shit, free throws, talk shit, coach, fight, like
two-handed dunk.
Yeah, two-handed dunk with a boost. Dunker of all time. Yeah,
best two-handed dunker of all time.
Best two-handed, one-footed, wide open, 30 seconds left on the clock, up by 40 dunker. Yeah, otherwise he's laying it up. He's going fully fundamentals.
Oh,
Joe Pro's got it. They have bird rights for a reason. Durant is referred to as going to the team that beat you the year before, so you could win with them. That's what Durant's known for.
That's true. All right, I found the picture that Shock was referencing when I drink.
Do it. Let's see it.
Oh, here you go. Is that?
That shirt, holy God in heaven.
Every inch of that is glorious.
Is that a glow stick? Stick?
Now.
I don't know why it keeps muting your microphones when I go over there. That's fucking horse shit. All right, you're clear.
Man.
No, that is a glow stick. So this was taken at the Mug Awards for 1560. I actually rented this suit. That is a corduroy jacket. I rented the jacket and the shirt from a costume shop in the Heights or some shit.
So did Goodwill rent stuff at some point? I wasn't sure.
No, Goodwill. No, it was a costume shop.
Jesus.
Not a COVID cough. So yeah, I rented that for the Mug Awards because they wanted people to show up dressed up, crazy looking. So I did.
Look like
nice. Nice.
Mr. Worldwide.
Bro, I look like Mr. Neighborhood Wide. Man. I look like Chihuahua.
Did you get in some of the good station pics, like in the background during, John Lance?
I have a picture of me on stage accepting my Mug Award. Yeah.
Oh, of course. What about a reaction shot to like a fat guy who breaks his ankle getting out of the truck, trying to run a route in the parking lot or something like that?
Was that you?
Didn't they have there was dudes that were trying to like run routes like that? Watch me do my route tree. And like fucking popped ACL and shit right there in the parking lot.
Well, Shelby said it kind of looks like Pitbull if he had a fade. Yeah, that's
I mean, more like a pit or like a like a golden retriever version. Yeah. I'll give you. You're at least an adult dog.
Let's see. There we go. Yeah, there's some sexiness.
Yeah, that's if a golden retriever could rap.
You know what? Fuck. Hold on.
MC Floofy Boy.
MC, who's a good boy?
Good boy. I'm a good boy.
I'm MC. You want to go outside?
You want to go outside?
You wanna go
That's your
outside?
number one single. Number one single. Who wants to go outside? I want to go outside. I want to go outside. Let's go
Where my
outside.
go outsiders at? Where my go outsiders at? What? Look, I'm just gonna do the whole show like this. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. I love it.
People are asking about that caterpillar on your lip, Chief.
Yeah, famo. What's up?
Weird.
What's up, player?
That's a healthy cockwasher there. I must have missed that one.
That is a Brillo pad for a pubic bone. That's what that is.
I bet you get phantom mustache whenever you eat soup.
Looks like he had some chocolate milk right before the shot.
How dare
Bud
you
Light ad is
all?
what that is.
How dare you all?
Yeah.
That is a sexy Bud Light ad, is it not? How dare you?
How Bud Light didn't
Oh!
put that into cardboard?
How dare you
stand-up to
talk
every
about that
Bolero in
mustache?
America.
Look at the wispiness on that
Jesus Christ.
mustache.
Is this picture in 4K? That's intimate.
It's glorious. Look at it now. Look at the mustache now.
Yeah, now it looks
Look at
sad.
it now.
Before it was hot.
A little lighter.
Man. You just
A little
Deshaun
lighter.
Watson me with that picture.
Did it make your balls hard? Wait a minute.
It
that's
did.
That's not how those work.
Well, hold
What?
on. I don't know if that's how it goes. Exactly.
If I walked into Specs and I saw that as a 5'10" cardboard stand-up, I'd buy a couple cases.
Yeah, you would.
Imagine walking
Yeah,
in your
I could
cooler and
deny.
seeing that guy.
Where do I get that
You're
suit
cooler.
from? Shelby said domestic short hair cat doesn't have the same ring as Pitbull.
That's funny.
Ah, that's good times indeed. Yeah, so that was the one that Shock said, and whenever I'm drinking a beer, that's what it reminds him of.
Taking that sip. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
Took forever to find, but I got it.
Joe, Jews guys, have a good weekend. We took a Sunday off. I know you guys were working on the road, making that dollar to make people holler. How'd it go, John? How was your weekend?
Shitty. Next question. Yours? How was yours?
Mine was sad. I went to Corpus. I had a couple of shows down there. It was sad because 2 shows. John, how long have you been doing comedy, Johnny?
Too goddamn long.
Too goddamn long. I get down to the show. There's a handful of tickets sold, and they're like, "Yeah, we got like seven people, 10 people." I think it was it was a table of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There was 11 people in this. It's a small room. I think the room holds 30 or 40, so it's not like it's a third full.
Yeah.
Feels
But that's
like
the thing about 11 people. No matter how small the room is, it feels like 11 people.
yeah, it still looks like 11 people.
Yeah. You got to have at least a jury or you can't convict, right? That's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah. So they're like, we're just gonna do the show. MC's gonna do 10. You're gonna do 30. Out. I was like, what? Fuck yes. So literally the whole show was 40 minutes. One show. I'm home in time for late night TV, all that shit. Get back up, do it again. Show starts at 9:30. I do a 30-minute set. I'm done. I was like, I want to do comedy like this. I want to be able to headline and do 30 minutes on a 40-minute show for the rest of my career. This is amazing. Have you ever had that happen where you did a weekend trip and all the shows you just did 30-minute sets as a headliner? No feature, 10-minute MC/open micer, who, by the way, just want to point out, nice kid. But once he heard my set from day one, he decided to do all of his jokes that were the same premise jokes that I did.
Oh, no.
Don't you hate that? It was like, come on, kid. You really think you're going to not allow me to do my cat kid joke? It's going to happen. And mine's going to be better than yours because you've been doing this for fucking 4 months. But he did that. Every time, if he had, I did a joke about having cats and not kids. He did a joke about a kid, his cat, how it's his kid. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I have that happen with Whataburger jokes. Someone else. After the first night, they're like, oh man, I got a Whataburger. I'm gonna do my Whataburger thing tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, that'll be fun for you.
Yeah. Way to fucking, yeah. Jesus.
Yeah,
Just do your
okay,
best
good.
shit.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Have you ever had a weekend like that though? 30-minute headlining sets, 10 minutes MC.
I had one of
that's
those up in Dallas a few months ago that was like that. Super easy. Also super small crowds. Like, I don't know why we're even doing this.
it.
But right. If you like that quick show, 30 to 40 minute kind of thing, man, you're going to love cruise ships because that's exactly what the shows are like on cruise ships.
Really?
Yeah. When you do the show in the comedy club on a cruise ship, it's not it moves quick. It's like
I thought it was an
it's
hour and
40
a half. Same kind of
Nah,
three guys doing 30 or something.
It's a 40-minute show, and there's usually just one of you.
What?
So it's like
Really?
it's a God mic intro, and then you go out and do 30 to 40, depending on. Some of the ships will have an MC, and that's kind of how they get comics in. Like that's how you get the job to start. You get the MC spot, so you got to do 10 minutes,
which is probably not
10 to 15 every.
Mm.
Yeah, kind of. We got to get you right for the sea, boy.
Yeah.
You know? Don't go so fast, boy.
Depends who the headliner is.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
See our earlier
very much so.
discussion.
Yeah, but it's funny because it's like they load them in quick, they sit them, you do the show, boom, they pop right out. That's it. It doesn't have to be a 2-hour long ridiculousness.
And then you're on the boat for another 3 days or some shit. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Nice. Or ship, I should say, not boat. I know that's a no. Call them boats. Yeah,
I'm not a seaman.
I got in trouble. I was talking to a cruise ship comic, and he was like, I called it a boat. He was like, we don't call them boats. We call them ships. And I was like,
well, fuck him. We'd most definitely call them boats.
Oh, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's full of shit.
John, how many of there are you usually on a given cruise? Like, are there a couple other
Just
dudes
me. There's only one
you
me,
the guy?
man. I can't.
There's just one comic.
If I run into another me, oh, you mean comic? I think you said, yeah, just me. Yeah, no. It's usually.
Okay.
I mean, are there 3 or 4 comics aboard the ship that you can commiserate
Usually
with,
2.
or is it just like
Usually
do you
2
get
of
along?
us. Some. Well, it depends. Sometimes no. Yeah, sometimes you just see them at the shows, kind of thing, and just
Avoid them the rest of the time.
Yeah,
Hadn't
but
even
that's
occurred to me.
rare. Most often, you at least sort of do the basic hang stuff. Like so, you always have to go to the same little meetings and shit like that, and they usually have you traveling together, at least getting off the ship. So you want to be at least moderately professional, social, so that it's not an awkward 4 hours sitting in the American lounge in Miami together.
The guy's a real cocksucker.
But more often than not, I mean, dude, honestly,
Right there.
I'd say about 4 out of 5 of all the comics that I worked with, I got along great with or good enough with, and many of them I'm still friends with. It really is about 10 to 20% are just like, oh, fuck this. And they probably, the feeling's probably mutual. There's probably, I would say 1 in 5 people can't fucking stand me.
Because you're doing all their goddamn Whataburger jokes now.
Yeah, right.
And well, y'all, such as it is, Tuesday nights, as you guys know, if you've been around these parts for long, and if you're new, we'll just clue you into the fact that we're here every Tuesday and Thursday night from 7 until Thursday nights. We do a little bit of grab ass, half ass sidecast of Thursday night football. This weekend, I think it is for your viewing pleasure, Steelers and Vikings Thursday night. So we'll be here to talk about that one. And then Sunday mornings, we're here from 10 a.m. to noon Central, getting you ready for the rest of the NFL slate for that given week. And we like to call that the League of Pain. But tonight, Tuesday nights, are for the boys and the ladies in the chat. We don't have anything we have to hold to. There is 7 pages of prep.
Holy
that
shit.
we won't get to. There's not. There's NFL Week 13. We can kick around, gentlemen. The CFP is out. The bowl schedule's out. John Wessling took it upon himself to put together, what do you call it? Is it Sports Riot University? What is our bowl challenge called?
Yeah. It's Sports Riot University. It's the Capital One Bowl Challenge. A lot of people are entering it anyway. May as well jump in our group. And the best in our group, I will personally hand make you a Sports Riot shirt in the colors of your choosing. So it's free to enter, and there is a prize. Huh? That's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got friends of mine
make
that
sure
I went to college with. Well, I was going to say that they are not sports gamblers at all, but they take $1,000 investment every year and study all the bowl games and basically, turn that 1,000 into about 5,000, and they just do it like they've got their own laminator 5,000s. They don't watch any games throughout the year. They just crunch the numbers and do homework and pick bets. It's like this weird decathlete couple. They were so weird. Like they were odd, but I wanted to watch them fuck, like weird German porn. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I don't think I would be erect, but I'm so curious. I want to see you two athletically mate. That would be something. There was, when they lived next door to us in college my last year, And like I said, they're both decathletes, like track team decathletes. And the guy came over. It was Carl, was his name. And he comes over, and he's got
It's
a
a
big
great
old
name
like
for a dude in a story. Carl.
Yeah, he's got like eight. He's got like one of those big old 18 packs with like a handful of beers taken out of it. Nice. He's like, "Hey, these were in the back of the fridge. I don't know if they're any good anymore, but I figured you might want them." And I just grabbed the case from him, like took it like it was like he found my puppy or something. I was like, "Beer doesn't get old; it only gets colder." And we drank it, and I got the shits. I did get the shits from that old ass beer. It was Natural Light, is what it was. It was Natty Light.
Oh, Natty Light.
Yeah.
Old
but
Natty
you had a
Light.
point to prove.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was free. It was free. It was free diarrhea. I did get drunk. The alcohol got stronger, I thought.
I got you some butt soup. Okay.
But anyway, they were really good. Like that was their thing, is they put that $1,000 toward betting all the bowl games, like all of them, all the weird little ones.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
Well, the whole schedule is out, and we'll touch on seeing as right here. Final Four is decided after the conference championships this past Saturday. Bama, Michigan, UGA, and Cincy are your 1 through 4. Bama and Cincy will meet in the Cotton Bowl. Since when did the Cotton Bowl become like this bowl? Michigan versus Georgia in the orange. They'll play the national title on Monday, January 10th. Barry, are you cool with the 4 the way it's laid out? Does it make sense to you?
I talked it out, and yes, I had a good sit down conversation with myself, and I went over all 4. And I think there was arguments to be made for Michigan being 1 and Bama 2. If you wanted to have that argument, I would listen to it, but I think they got it right. I think you basically have to ask yourself, if do you think that Cincinnati is one of the 3 best teams? And if so, who are they better than? The 12 and the undefeated Georgia Bulldogs until they played Alabama? Would they beat Alabama if they played that same team that just beat Georgia? And as good as Michigan has looked, is this Cincinnati team better than them? Better than the Michigan team that went in there and absolutely stomped a mud hole in Ohio State and won, the Big Ten championship very soundly,
handily against Iowa.
Yeah, I think that I think they got it right. I mean, if somebody was trying to argue with me about Notre Dame, I might listen, but their loss, that one loss that they had, was to Cincy. They lost to Cincinnati. Yeah. So how are you going to leapfrog them if And then the other one is Oak State.
Yeah, God bless them.
If they'd
beat Baylor,
yeah.
I think they have a point to make, and John, I think I might have been wearing your tinfoil cap this morning, thinking about the way this out. I think they have a plan in place. Like, fine, you want Cincinnati, you want a group of 5 team in, fine. Here they are. We're going to put them up against Alabama, and we're going to show you that those teams don't belong in here. I think that's why this partially got laid out. It lives in the back of someone's mind. I think they're looking to make an example of the Bearcats by putting them in there against Alabama. I think they could probably hang with Michigan. I think they could probably hang with Georgia to an extent. I think you could figure out if you make Georgia throw, you could probably beat them because he didn't play very well under pressure. But they're going to put the Bearcats in there with the, by God, number 1 Alabama Crimson
just
Tide,
to prove a point.
And they're going to show you that group of 5 teams don't belong in the playoff. That's right, at least in the 14 playoff. I think that's what this is about.
I don't think first off, there's not a dud in the bunch when you get to the Final Four, and if there is, someone fucked up. But hey, when you're getting that break, when you're that first ever, you're going to have to come in as an underdog. You're going to have to come in as the low seed, and it's a crucible, right? I mean, sure, they have to run right into the buzzsaw that is Alabama, but wow, what a statement if they were to pull it off, too. Man. To face the biggest challenge and then go in there and blow it up. That would be worthy of respect and would really cement their place. And those of any of the under 5, whatever they call them, the next 5.
Group of 5.
Yeah.
The
lesser 5. The
lesser 5.
The meh 5.
Yeah, right.
The
Stinko Cinco.
Yeah, I wonder if there wasn't, because I mean, I talked about should Michigan have been 1? I don't think so. If you beat the number 1 team in the country and you're currently 3 or 4, you probably need to leapfrog to 4, kind of like how Michigan ended up at 2 with the win over Ohio State and then beating Iowa back to back and winning the. But could you make the case for Georgia being 2 and Michigan being 3? Not that it matters because they're going to play each other. But I guess it matters in a way from a rankings perspective, from a feel-good perspective. Would you have flip-flopped those 2 teams? Because Georgia's only loss is to the number 1 team in the country.
I think that just the kind of the rules of seeding in this scenario, it would be bad form to have them higher than 3. I think if you are the 1 and you lose to the new 1, that doesn't make you the 2. You still have to, in a packed race. I think you got to go to the 3 on that. I think that's just kind of how that boils out.
Okay.
Right? Because them at 2 doesn't seem fair. That would be ridiculously over biased toward the SEC.
But your only loss is to the best team. If you're the second best team,
though.
then you're properly seated. Who did
if that would have been a super ass whooping, right? Or if it wouldn't have been a super ass whooping, because Bama had Georgia and throttle fucked them, man. Just took it to them. If it would have been a close game, if it would have been an overtime game, then I think you could make a better argument for them at 2. But they were handled. They were taken care of.
So Michigan loses to Michigan State. Their one loss was to Michigan State, 37-33. Michigan State was ranked 8 at the time. I think they're 5, 6, maybe top 10 still.
And a close state rival. That's a big game.
Yeah. On the road, Georgia was kind of at home against, Bama and at the SEC championship in Atlanta.
If you're
in
Georgia,
that's not technically a home game, but it's a home game.
It's a home game.
So
Pretty much
I don't know, but I think there's a case to be made for it. Your one loss was to number 1, so I don't know. Yeah,
they got what they wanted.
Any given Saturday. I mean, literally, that's how this year is shaped up, with the one undefeated team being a group of 5 team. So.
Well, the other notables, guys, Ohio State, Utah in the Rose. Oklahoma State will face Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman's debut at the Fiesta. Wake and A&M in the Gator Bowl, guys. Yeah! The Gator Bowl.
That's big.
Oregon, Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl in that concrete bunker in San Antonio, which just seems so beneath those schools. But, hey, you lose and you lose. Yeah. And you're going to play in whatever that concrete bunker is in San Antonio. Houston and Auburn in the Birmingham Bowl. Join the Sports Riot Bowl Challenge. Again, we are Sports Riot University. Costs nothing for you to get in. You're getting a handmade, one-of-a-kind Wrestling Sports Riot T-shirt in the school colors of your choice. Good stuff.
That will be cool.
John, have the Texans hit rock bottom, dude? I hate to change gears, but I feel like we got to get this out of the way. 31-0, blanked at home by the Colts. This is it, right? It doesn't get worse, right? This is it, right?
You think
Tyrod Taylor benched, right?
I mean, UN observers would come in and declare it an official dumpster fire, right? If you had a binding third-party arbitrator that could come in and go, this is the worst this team will ever be, you have to sell it, they would make that decision. But the problem is it can get much worse because the people in charge of making the decisions over there are in full-blown denial, head in sand, thinking they're doing great and building something amazing that we just don't understand yet. So, yeah, it's going to get much worse. It's going to get much worse. The old saying about if you're going through hell, keep going.
Yes.
Right.
Sounds like my sex life.
It's also like the NASCAR drive through smoke, right? If you're going through smoke, just hit the gas. But this is more these. I don't think either one of those apply, even though they are apt. I would say this is more like being lost in a desert. You know what I mean? Are you almost out, or is there another 300 miles? Am I getting closer? Am I getting lost? They are just completely adrift in a sea of despair. And I am happy to see that the Houston fans are finally letting them know it, letting them hear about it, voting with their feet.
I was away when this topic came up, but somehow, even before you said that, I knew we were talking about the Texans.
We're saying 31-0 home loss to the Colts on Sunday, game where Tyrod Taylor was benched for Davis Mills.
Oh, no, he hurt his wrist.
He hurt his wrist. Yeah, he had my
During
wrist.
warm-ups? Because
No.
dude was 5 of 13
Oh, he
for
was shit.
45 and a pick.
In
Davis
the
Mills
game.
6 of 14 for 49 and no picks, but no TDs either. Barry, is this rock bottom? Is there a way that this can get worse?
I don't know who it was that said it. Maybe it was Jerome Solomon or Brian T. Smith. It was one of those writers for the Chronicle. But somebody said the Texans in their history, 20 years, this is the 20-year anniversary of the Texans, have been shut out 4 times. 2 of those have occurred this year.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of tells you how bad it is. And this is at home. You can't even muster a field goal at home. This is historically bad. I had John Granado on my show today, and he talked about this is not just historically bad for the city of Houston. This is not historically bad for the Texans or the Oilers. This is historically bad in football. That's how bad this offense is. If you go back, there's a lot of baseball scores that the Texans are putting. The Astros may have averaged more runs per game than the Texans have. It's bad. And I don't think that there's much hope if you're a Texans fan right now, because the powers that be are the powers that be. It's Cal,
Yeah,
it's
true.
Jack. You can fire Nick Caserio and bring in
Yeah.
another head coach all you want, but the powers that be are the problem.
Yeah, you can't make them. You can't fire an owner.
Can't fire the owner. You cannot fire the owner.
Mercifully, there's an end in sight. There's only 5 games left in this season, believe it or not. Home against Russ and the Seahawks are coming in next. That's homecoming week, by the way. That's a homecoming weekend for the
God.
Texans that we've been waiting for.
I gotta get.
At Jacksonville,
boys some-
home for the.
What
Go
are the
ahead,
big
please.
things the girls wear on them for homecoming?
Mums.
Oh, a mum.
Yeah, we got to get homecoming mums, man,
Yes.
for the Texans. That just makes sense. It's gonna be. Everyone's gonna come back to town. It's gonna be so cool to catch up with old friends that come
Letterman's
into town for
jackets.
homecoming.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a good.
All right.
one.
Hand jobs.
So after
Sorry,
Seattle-
Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
not at all.
okay.
At Jacksonville, home for the Chargers. At Niners, home for the Titans. John, is there a win in those last 5? Or are they gonna run the gamut and go 0-1?
I think they might accidentally fuck around and catch another bad win, by accident. But no, I think they're gonna lose out. And the fucked up part of the whole thing is they're gonna have statistically one of the worst seasons, not like Barry said, not just in franchise history, but in football history. And then they're gonna draft 4th. I mean, they're gonna fuck it up to where they don't even get the benefits of fucking it up. That's as bad, dude. You were talking about Tyrod Taylor this past week, right? It was the only game that was on TV, and I was like, gosh, I'm home. I'm gonna watch, see how this goes. The first play of the game, he throws a horrible interception.
And you're like,
Like
oh, fuck
the
this
play
shit.
looked like trash. Look, if you ever know anything about football, all week long, the entire team, from the head coach to the water boy, knows what the first play is going to be. You know what I mean? If there's anything that's scripted, it's the first offensive play that you run. Everyone knows it. You don't even have to call the huddle. You run out and get in position. It's how practice starts every day, for Christ's sake. And he throws a dumbass 4th read. Who the hell was he looking at? Bad interception. So that is the worst of luck, because that means that the other team deferred to the second half so that they could get the ball coming out. So you're stuck with the ball to start the game, and then the first play you instantly turn it over, and there they are at the 25, ready to triple tap your ass.
Just disgusting, man.
It was the most perfect Texas thing ever.
The Abominable Snow fan said, I might have missed it, but have y'all talked college football yet? We're talking college football right now. Houston Texans play like a college football team.
Oh, no.
They're as
JUCO.
bad as a
JUCO.
college football team.
That's
Yeah.
JV is what that is.
It's
talking JV.
Jesus. It's
They are
what's
averaging
your-
a savory 10 points per game on the road this year.
13 total.
10 points per game on the road.
That's so bad. So fucking bad.
13.7 overall. What was the number, gentlemen, before the season started, the over-under on touchdowns scored for the season? I would be very curious to revisit that, as it just occurs to me. Jim Knowles headed to Ohio State for what? Did they fire their coach?
I don't know.
Heartthrob, what are you talking about? They have a head coach. Why would they be doing that?
What are you talking about? Come on,
Come
they'll be
on.
clickbaiting us.
Right?
All right.
Mods, take
Switching
care
gears.
of
Let's go to
Heartthrob.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Let's go to a happy
please don't.
story. John, Dan Campbell got his very first victory as an NFL head coach this year. It took a last 11-yard touchdown pass from Jared Goff to Amon by God St. Ra in the end zone, but the Lions got it done at home, John. What was going on in the Campbell household that night in celebratory fashion? I'm dying to know.
It was going in the butt. You know it. It was butt celebration. It was a bet he made with his poor wife years and years ago. And she said, okay, sure. If you ever win a game as an NFL head coach, you can put it in my stink.
She'll peg him.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
So all of a sudden she saw it and it was like trying to catch a cat to put medicine in their mouth. She was just, no. And he's like, a deal's a deal, woman. I'm a winner. I ate my tomahawk steak and now I want my booty. It's my right. You signed the document. No, I mean, I'm happy. You know what? Honestly, we made our picks on Thursday last week. We didn't make them on Sunday, and I had pick regret once I saw things that were framed around the shooting at Oxford High outside of Detroit, and that it became like I was like, okay, if I had to pick right now, they're going to get their win. But I was like, this was like Saturday when I kind of pieced it all together when they first started kind of tying it all in the thing, and good for them. The last play, that was amazing. I watched that live happen. I was so excited. I was real excited today when Sports Illustrated put out the video footage of Jared Goff's girlfriend, swimsuit model.
Yes.
I forget her name, but she was on location.
She has a name?
She does. I'm sure she probably gets paid almost as much as he does. So forgive me for not knowing her name, but it's actually worse. I had to choose which angle had the least chance of getting canceled. It's actually worse
She
for a
was
man of my
bouncing with
age.
joy.
Yes, she was. They showed her the clip, and
Kristen Harper.
Beautiful woman,
Yes.
beautiful woman.
Yes.
And she was giddy with excitement for her boyfriend to be the hero and get his first win. She was just jumping all over the place, and it was really, I think the Mike linebacker would say she was losing outside contain.
Roshacker with the raid. Let's go.
What?
43 viewers with the raid. Roshacker.
We're rated. Okay. hold
You
on.
are
I
the
gotta-
man.
it.
Get your shit together, Johnny. Stop looking like the
There you go.
Unibomber. Guys, company's
Down.
here. Everybody lock it up.
All right, sit up. Sit up.
Everybody get a drink of
Remember,
your
guys.
night juice. Let's go.
Dig it. Hey, we want to thank everybody who's joining us this second, especially Roshacker
Roshaker's the
Dudes for
man.
bringing the party to us. And man, let us know where you guys are watching from. We're a Houston-based show, as you all may know. We'd love to know where you are tonight, tuning in with us this second. We touched on college football at the top of the show. We're going over some NFL stories right now, namely the Lions getting their first dub. We talked about how horrible the Texans are. Gentlemen, last
hold
night
on before we move on. Hold on.
Please do.
I listen as the show producer. I have to do my job. I have to do my research.
Cool.
I have to come up with the graphics for the show. And since we talked about it, we might as well just be about it here. Might as well. What?
There you go. That was impressive.
What? Oh, that's way better looking.
Man.
That is Christine Harper. Is that what we said her name was?
Kristen.
Kristen Harper. That is Jared Goff's girlfriend.
Lock it up.
Yeah, good for him.
I saw a tweet where somebody said, I just saw Jared Goff's girlfriend cheering for, while on a Sports Illustrated photo shoot. And he's like, and it made me realize something. Jared Goff's winning already.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's well done, Jared. Well done.
Sure.
I do worry that she's not using enough sunscreen.
Bless her heart. She's gonna get freckles. Is what's gonna happen. You're gonna end up with a lot of freckles on that. So
you just want to look out for that. You want to look. It looks great now, but give it another 30 years. It's gonna probably still look really good.
What's up, A-Train? What's up, Bigley?
Side hustle as a sunscreen application technician, John. Is that you might see her on a cruise somewhere?
I don't know about all that, but I would definitely encourage. I'll keep my eye out for damage. Yeah.
Sorry, Largo.
I don't think I couldn't apply it directly, but I could yeet some from above, like from a balcony.
I'm sorry, bro.
Largo said, damn it, I keep zooming in right when it switches back to Shock's forehead. Okay,
no.
All right. Here we go, Largo. This is for you, buddy. You ready? Here you go. Hey, what's up? Thank you, Jared Taylor, for the 300 biddies. All right, Largo, get ready. Here's your chance, Largo.
All right, there it is.
Nope.
God.
What? God.
Oh man!
All right, zoom in. What are you zooming in on? The bathing suit, probably, right? Good Christmas gift. Good Christmas gift.
She's a good hairline.
They're doing a lot with fabrics.
Very supple
guys,
hairline.
Check out her teeth. I want to do the zoom in. I want to do the zoom in like I did, but I have a feeling it would just end up wildly inappropriate, like I did on mine. Let's just see. Yep,
that goes right at the.
That's not.
It's the belly button. You can't
right into her naval station. Largo, thank you for the biddies. Appreciate you.
We love it. We love it.
All right.
And by the way, we can't. There's so many to name. Largo, thanks for the bits. By the way, I see you chipping in for everyone who jumped in. That's our guy, Barry, at his finest. That's peak Laminac right there.
By the way, I had to change my name, guys. You get brick points in the chat, and you can change our name with your brick points. And Joe Pro changed my name to Golden Retriever because apparently I look like a broke ass pit bull in this picture. So I'm a Golden Retriever. So that's why my name got changed. So if you want to change Johnny's to the Unabomber or Shock to, I don't know, Shock, I don't know what we would change your name to. I don't know what you had a very
never give yourself your own nickname.
That's true.
You gotta let the people do it.
That's true. That's true.
But Largo, I appreciate the compliment. I do have.
Yeah, I'm not putting that on the screen.
Shaved, but
Chuck Dyer Pookie said, "How about those shoulders? Very, very nice shoulders. Yeah, very nice. Very sturdy. She's got sturdy shoulders, indeed."
Yeah, if you hadn't seen the video, they were in the middle of the shoot when one of her friends or people on set told her that the Lions had won, and she jumped with joy and watched the video and jumped some more. And that should be at the ESPYs in some form. There should be an award for that.
Best,
I don't know what.
Best celebration by a supermodel goes to. Oh, we can. There's only one. Donna said she's really pretty. Yeah, she really is. And what I love about this is she's not your typical supermodel Victoria's. I was gonna say Gloria's Secret.
Cheekbones.
What kind of broke ass equate Gloria's Secrets bullshit? But yeah, she's not like your this Dollar General supermodel. No, she's like
related.
She's
she's the girlfriend of a quarterback. She was very happy that he won. I look at worse things.
Were you getting chewed out this whole time, John?
This whole time she was chewing me. She almost hit me.
Chancla.
Oh, dude. Tell her we won't do it. Look. Keep going.
All right. Come here, boy. Come here. I want you to.
Now we're training.
What you've done.
Am I putting it up, Johnny? Am I putting it up?
My boy wants to see. Yeah, absolutely. See, look at the nice lady. See, she's a nice lady.
What's that?
What is?
What are those?
What are those?
What are those?
Yeah, they are. That's what's up.
Just said boobies. Son, what
that's
are
the
those?
last time I get to see my son. She's running to the car.
CPS is at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, John Westling, we were watching Twitch. We need your son. Dude, John's kid just goes, boobies.
You didn't see his camera. My wife his mother going, "Hey, Keaton, what are those?"
Screaming Neuron, thank you for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Oh my God, John's over here teaching his kids. Like that was his first word. It wasn't mommy or daddy. It was boobies.
He hadn't said shit for 6 years.
In 100 years, that word won't change. In 100 years, it's still going to be that. That's the best part about that. By the way, if you guys are new here, the follow button's free.
Follow button is
That's true.
Hit that follow. We follow back, player.
We do follow back, player.
Yes.
For every nude you send, I send you pictures of my feet.
No, don't. Oh, God, no.
Oh, you need a free sample?
No.
Oh, he sent pictures of his balls before, too. We've seen pictures of his balls. He'll send that, too.
Yeah.
John's done
Yeah, that
some
was a
weird shit on
misfire.
this show. He's
That was-
plucked his
During
nose hair.
baseball season, yeah.
It was, you know, you put the phone in your pocket when you're wearing jeans and you don't know that the camera's on. And I'll tell you, those pocket linings of those Levi's, it's thinner than you
No,
think. It's like a thin muslin. You can see right through there.
No, that's not how that works.
Sheer.
No, that's not.
It's
how
almost
that works.
invisible. It's almost like they're not there.
It really is. Thank you, Shock. You get it. It's like a swimsuit pocket.
It's like tissue
It's
paper
saran
that they
wrap.
wrap a sweater in during Christmas. It's
Yeah,
just
totally
almost
not.
see-through.
You can see right through it.
No.
And naturally, I go commando because
Oh God, dude, I didn't need to know that.
I just want to explain the picture. You're going to put it up, right?
What?
You have my balls?
The picture of
No?
John's
All right.
balls.
No, I thought
I'm
the
being
one you
told-
texted me from the stage I would put up, but I'm not putting up the picture of your balls.
Oh.
No, I'm not doing that.
What do you mean How do you pick one?
So many.
How many
to
ball
choose.
pictures
More of
have
a-
you sent me, John Wesley?
There's a
It's more
portfolio.
it's like a folder. Yeah, portfolio. That's a good way to put it. You know what, Shock? You're right. It is more of a portfolio because it shows different styles and, you know, colors and exposures.
Here I was in
Pretty good art,
Bali.
actually. You know,
I
can get one of them Shutterfly albums for you. No. One on the coffee
I just-
table.
Other people in
Customs.
Memorial Herman, they're getting albums from Shutterfly of their newborn baby. John's making albums of his
balls. I'm gonna get
Dude,
some
I wanna do
custom
that.
socks
Oh.
made.
Dude.
You know, like, oh, you
Million-
can put your pet's face on these socks.
6
Just send them
pounds, 12
pictures of
ounces.
your balls.
I'm gonna do that. Here's my $1 million gift idea.
I want custom balls.
I'm gonna make
Wrong.
coffee table books of pictures of your balls.
No.
And then what you do is, here's how you give it as a gift. You don't say, hey, here's a book of my balls. What you do is you go to someone's house and then you just put it in between two of the books that they already have on their coffee table. Right? So you just slide it in, pun intended. You know, and then then you know what? It's beautiful because then they discover your balls.
No.
Don't
Shelby,
put your name or
Salva's
anything on it.
idea.
Shelby said,
You
John,
can go
don't tell
online.
me you're out here with poop particle pants just raw dogging your Levi's.
Oh, well,
Raw dog,
how naive to think that your tiny underwear can control and contain the poop particles that are already there.
Are you kidding
It's
me?
already
This is
a
why
poopery
most
all
people's
over.
underwear have doo-doo stains. That means it's working.
Well, yeah.
That means it's doing its job. If you
But
don't
it's not
have doo-doo
100%.
stains in your underwear, it's not doing its job.
Unless your underwear says like N95 on it, I'm pretty sure there's some puticulate getting through.
No.
Enough.
No. Listen, you made, John, this is from the guy who made COVID-19 masks out of used underwear. That is a true story, is it not, John Wesley? Is it not?
Hey, you know what? You take drastic measures in times of emergency.
He literally took old boxers and cut the legs out and made a gator. The legs of his boxers. Don't sit there and tell me that shit don't work. If it can protect you from COVID, it can protect your pants from your shit. Oh my God. This whole show's out of order. What was Total Dallas? Look, see those are his underwear. First of all, what are you fucking, did you get the 3-pack of Where's Waldo Fruit of the Looms?
I mean, they
were white.
underwear.
They were white. Yeah.
Dude, I feel
my
better
God.
wearing this now than like regular masks. I forgot how comforting this felt back in. This is like spring 2020, boys.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
It's the spring
this is
line.
nice.
That was
Spring
the
ready to go to
spring
HEB.
collection.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to HEB and fist fight for toilet paper.
What did Total Dallas say? Oh, before and after waxing? Is that what it is?
Oh, the picture book. I like TD's idea, and I don't know who the hell still gets photos developed at Walgreens anymore physically, but you can put together one of those online calendars. Well, you know, if you want to send one to your Meemaw for Christmas, the same calendars
that's
people make for their
great.
kids. Put together 12 pictures of your balls, send them over, and they'll have to make a calendar out of them. And
They're
they're just gonna
season
open the
appropriate, I
file,
think,
and
too.
There is
It's not season appropriate.
leaves.
Don't pick. Yeah, don't pick
whole-
just like 12 random pictures. I mean, put some art into it. You know what I mean? Like that's a beautiful idea.
Yeah.
Leaves. I like the idea of resting your balls on some
Draw
like a pile
a jack-o'-lantern
of leaves.
face on them.
So we're not
In
doing
October.
White Elephant on this show. I'll just tell you guys now. We're definitely not doing a present.
it's
swap.
already on your coffee table. When I came over and got those shirts, Yeah, and it just says to Nora. these are nuts.
Balls and nuts, so we can make a combined
That's
calendar.
She's gonna be
That's
like, oh my
horrible.
God,
That's
did your
horrible.
grandpa get you a book? Those are just John's old balls. Don't worry about it.
What are these? Is this a photo album full of dead turkeys? This doesn't look right.
Look at all these pictures of these guys sitting in gum. That's weird.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Ridiculousness, the calendar. Yeah.
All right, do
smell
sports. Do sports, Shock. It's
You
getting
wanna-
weird.
Yeah.
Do sports.
Throw a
Yeah,
sport up.
getting weird. Hey, by the way, all you came on the raid, welcome to Sports Riot live on Twitch.
Yeah.
This is kind of what we do.
This is what we
Kinda
do.
A little bit.
Did you know what? I don't like that phrase the kids are using, giving people their flowers. I think we appreciate Bill Belichick plenty, but what that son of a bitch did last night to the Buffalo Bills for 43 straight plays was a thing of beauty. 222 yards on 46 carries. They threw the fewest passes, 3, anyone has thrown in the game in some like 3 decades. And somehow, some way, the Patriots got a win in Buffalo last night. Barry, did you watch it? What were you thinking as this is going on?
Dude, I was so excited about this game leading up to it. Like this was like
Game of
my
the year.
game of the year. I was like, dude, it doesn't get any better than this. Week 13, you've got the 2 best teams in the AFC potentially playing each other. Not only is it has division implications, it's got playoff implications. This could be a preview of the AFC Championship game. This means so much. And then the wind decided to go, nah, fam. We're just going to mess this all up. 50-mile-an-hour gusts, 20 miles an hour steady, snow, cold. And then it just turned into the ass bowl. It was just like, it sucked. And I hated it. I don't want to watch. If I wanted to watch that kind of football, I'd go watch old NFL films from the 30s to the 70s
Big
or
Ten.
whatever. Yeah, I didn't, it was boring.
So you do like
sucked.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
You did. I hated it. I open
liked
it up,
it.
air it out. Good offenses, good, against good defenses. You know why I didn't like it? It didn't tell us anything. Like, we don't know what these 2 teams are now against each other. That's the problem.
That's normal. That's normal.
Told
That's
us what
actually,
we already knew.
John, take the mask off.
It told us what we already knew. Buffalo
understand
cannot
you.
stop the run, and they cannot run the ball. Granted, dude, Josh Allen can throw the ball through a tornado. We know that. He did it a few times last night, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
We saw one field goal go in that John and I would have loved to hear your analysis of this kick that I think did a total circle before it and actually went in. It was wide both ways before it finally went down the middle. But Buffalo has got to find a way to stop the run if they hope to go anywhere in the playoffs. Teams are they're gonna stay to the ground.
basically the Patriots run game strategy was erosion. Like, if we just do this the entire game, it will break loose. And they did. They busted a couple out. And that was like, I'm trying to remember, there was like a over 60-yard busted for a touchdown. That's the difference in the ball game, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And that's what always happens. You watch like high school games or lower college games that have nothing but running. And it looks like that. It's like smack, 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 smack. Boom, he popped that on the other side. Oh, now they're up, right? So that's kind of, it looked like old-fashioned football. And the weather, I got a couple thoughts on the weather. First off, Barrett, to your point that it didn't teach us anything, I think that's just sort of, NFL seasons are like that. NFL seasons are like TV show seasons. There's some episodes that advance the storyline, and then they have one-offs that are real weird, right? And what you saw was a special holiday edition of Bills versus Patriots. This does nothing for continuity.
That was the Hallmark Channel version.
Yeah,
Bills
we just
versus
decided to
Patriots.
turn
That was
the wind
awful.
and snow up, and it's crazy. This is the first time I can recall in my life watching the lead up to a game with analysts when it was a bad weather game that there was any negativity about it, right? Like every other time you see a bad weather game, everyone is giddy. Like, ooh, it's going to be gross and so cold and fingers are going to hurt. And they just can't, they were literally, you know what? This is too cold, or this isn't football weather. This is like you're going to get injured weather. And I was like, well, that's some bitch assness right there. I think for the viewing public loves a bad weather game because it is all bets are off, all craziness occurs, right? So I like that. It did seem weird to me to see a snowy game like that, but yet the up close camera shot was still really clean, like the way modern fields look, right? It doesn't. like I get that it's windy, and if you go to the wide shot, you can see the snow, but in the tight shot, it just looked like a regular football game a little bit. So I feel like I wanted more of a dirty field vibe. I wanted more of a bad lighting kind of vibe from like the snow games get like that because you got too much snow in the lights, right?
That 3 yards in a cloud of dust bullshit is just boring football. There's a reason why they've gotten away from that.
But there was no dust. That was probably
there was 3 yards and a puff of smoke. I don't know. It was just boring ass football. It was just, if I wanted, like I said, dude, today's modern game has us spoiled with how fun it is to watch Tom Brady and Drew Brees and everybody else in their passing attacks and Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. At least he's not running, he's throwing the ball. It's that. Dude, Mac Jones threw three passes all night. I just no.
Completed two of them.
Future rookie of the year. Mac Jones.
No,
I don't know. There's something about watching DBs refusing to play the ball and tackling after the catch. Something about receivers getting these what is paramount to a jump shooter jumping into a foul, getting these stupid DPI calls on underthrown footballs. I don't mind this. This was the NFC East I grew up on with Riggins and Wilbert Montgomery and Stump Mitchell and whoever the hell the Giants had running back in the 80s. I didn't mind this at all. I like the story of it. And the fact is the Patriots have a tiebreaker over Buffalo. I mean, there's layers that get added to this story. Buffalo may have to go to Foxborough and win a game in January. And then they probably will because everything is going to be even. Hoodie's not going to run the ball half a dollar. 46 times, 50 times. It's not going to happen. I just like the story.
Okay.
I thought it was fun to watch.
By the way, some breaking news from the chat. I verified it while Johnny was giving us his take on that. CJ McCollum has a collapsed right lung and will be further evaluated.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Well,
he was already hurt, wasn't he?
I don't know, but that's what they're saying. Collapsed right lung will be evaluated further. So he's out. So
that the idea of a collapsed lung is always freaked me out.
Awful.
Like it makes me nervous about exhaling too much. Like you're just gonna go.
you don't want to waste it. It's almost
like I don't. How much is too much to blow out before it just gives?
Before it goes. Yeah. What's up, B. Hannon? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us. It's one of those things where I've never had it happen. I have had the breath knocked out of me, and it feels like your lungs you're gonna die. I mean, if you ever played sports and you lost you had the wind knocked out of you, it sucks. I can't imagine what a collapsed lung feels like. Pretty awful.
All right, so I was just consulting with the RN in the house, and he was diagnosed with pneumothorax earlier today, which is not getting air into your lung. I don't know if it was already collapsed or whether it was damaged, but he was already having respiratory problems in at least one lung, I think since yesterday. They were talking about him being injured yesterday. So this wasn't something that happened suddenly. But yeah, he was dealing with it already, and she's looking for more clinical information than we probably need. But yeah, he might not be back for a while.
Shelby said my kids had 2 collapsed lungs. It sounds bad. Like it sounds nasty.
Yeah.
Ugh. That gives me the willies.
Ugh. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry, Shelby.
Yeah, that's sorry, Shelby. Total Dallas said Buffalo's going to go to Foxborough and playoffs and win 34-17. Calm down.
Basically.
Buffalo's not beating a Bill Belichick team, not this defense, not this team. 34-17 on the road at Foxborough. They might win. They're not no 34-17. I don't see that. Not at all. Nope.
I love how
it's not
turnaround point for the Patriots was the Texans game. Remember that?
It's the air or gas.
Yes.
We're getting medical updates here. Shot will ring back in and let us know. But yeah, they were. I think the Texans were up by 13. Got a little crafty, pissed off Belichick, and then I believe they're 9-1 since. Yeah.
The rest, as they say, is history.
Is history.
Shock, what you got?
Oh no, she was just explaining to me that pneumothorax, and Shelby might know this, is when you have air and gas pocket between the lung and the chest wall, so it actually is the outside and pushes it and causes it to collapse.
Pushes the pressure, deflates it.
He's got air bubble and gas bubble outside the lung that is causing that injury. So get well.
How the fuck did you get the beans above the Franks? How do you get the air outside of the lung?
Drinking too fast. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Slow down.
You
I don't know.
gotta
Don't
put
hold your
Vicks.
farts in, man.
Rub the Vicks. Rub the
Don't
Vicks.
hold your farts in, man.
Yeah,
Just
The egg,
fucking
get the
back
egg
up.
out, Barry.
rub the egg, put it under my pillow, put it under my
Rub the
bed.
egg.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
Put Vicks. You know, got
That's
the itis.
Let me ask you guys this as sports media types. There's a guy named Jerry Sullivan who's with the Buffalo, the local media up there, and he was interviewing two safeties from the Buffalo Bills, Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, and he says to them, quote unquote, noting that they threw fewer passes New England did than any franchise in more than 40 years, and asked the two players, was that embarrassing to you? And notably, they got upset, and they're like, "Okay, man, I see you. Keep going." And they basically said, "We're not going to forget this." John, as if you were a beat writer type, is that I know I would think about it for sure. Is that a question you would go at two of your guys with?
Asking a question in a press conference situation or one-on-one with a coach afterwards, something like that, it'll get some anxiety in you, and you'll accidentally say something stupid. It's one of those moments, or even no matter how slick you think you are, right? And I think about, like, if I was that guy, if I'm anywhere else in the world and I have to ask a question to two 24-year-old dudes, I really don't have a problem talking to them at all. But in that environment, you get the hello, Dave Larson from
Yeah, that's a good one.
You
But
just
part
say
of it is
something
because
stupid.
it's your peers, right? I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I remember the plethora of Rocket games that I would go to a couple years ago. It'd be me and my old producer Nick and a lot of these guys, and I'd be like, "Ask this question." He'd be like, "I don't want to ask that. You ask that question." Because then you start second guessing: is this a stupid question? Are they going to treat me like it's a stupid question, even if it's a valid question? Is it dumb enough that my peers are going to think I don't know what the fuck I'm doing? Is this like you all of this stuff runs through your head, unless you're a very much established beat writer. You're a Mark Berman or a Jerome Solomon or Brian T. Smith, whoever. You know what I mean? John McClain. They have all these guys in every city. Has
you gotta have some status there, right? Because sometimes you gotta ask yourself, am I the right person to ask this coach the right tough question?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you might nail it and say the thing that is the elephant in the room, but like you used to see with Pop, if the right person didn't ask the tough question, he would take shots at them and ridicule them until the right person asked him the tough question. And then he'd be like, "I'm glad you asked that. Let me explain why I thought that." Right? So it's like same kind of thing. And then you don't want to, I don't know. It's almost like a high school vibe of clicks, not clicks, but just sort of status and caste. And that guy definitely, the local writer in Buffalo. I mean. Yeah, he wasn't the right one to say was that embarrassing.
Joe Pro has a good point. He said, "Let's be real. They ask a lot of dumb questions at press conferences." Let me say that to that point, that wasn't the case. I mean, media's always asked dumb questions, but the problem is in the last 10 to 15 years, you've had these online fan sites, right? You've got, I don't know, what is it, Bleacher Report or all these different blog sites, right? Yeah, Yardbarker. You've got people starting their own blogs. You've got, fan sided. You've got all these guys who
Chronicle.
they basically and I don't want to say that there's any difference, because some of these guys end up being really, really good at what they do. They just never got the opportunity, or maybe didn't go to school for journalism, but later in life found a passion for it and became good at it. And there is plenty of examples of that. But there are also plenty of examples of guys who are just absolute trash, but because they got a fucking internet connection and some HTML knowledge, all of a sudden they're a fucking blogger and a journalist that cover their favorite team. They still say "we" when they write about their fucking team, and they don't know shit about the sport, but they call themselves media, and then they go and they ask these dumb fucking questions that most journalists and media guys know not to ask in that environment. Maybe you get them one-on-one in the locker room and be like, "Hey, listen, off the record, was it embarrassing?" And they go, "Yeah, man, fuck it, it was, yeah." Then you just go, "I had one Bills player tell me they were fucking embarrassed." But you don't do that and then expect the Bills guys in front of the entire world to go, "Oh yeah, bro, we felt totally shit on. Like, I'm probably going to quit now."
Yeah, exactly. I failed my family.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the Japanese suicide forest. Yeah.
Okay, Logan Paul. Or was it which Paul brother was it that did that? At the same time,
Mrs. Paul.
Yeah. The Abominable Snow fan said you don't need HTML knowledge to write
No, you
blogs.
don't.
That's
No,
true,
it's weird.
unfortunately.
That's
WordPress
true.
plugin. Yeah.
At the same time, it's these players' jobs to sit there and put up with this bullshit. It comes with the territory, right? It's just like streaming. You know that about 1 out of every 100 people that show up in your chat are going to say something stupid or do something stupid or ask something stupid, and you just fucking deal with it. You either have fun with it or it frustrates you, but you move on. The same is true about being an athlete in today's environment. You know that there's going to be some people that are asking you questions that have no idea what they're doing, and you can either just laugh it off or get pissed off. That's your choices at this point, but you got to sit there and take the mess.
The media is even above sports. I mean, if you're watching the 10 o'clock news, 11 p.m. Eastern, and you're watching a story about a fire, a home that's burning down, you have some dipshit who works for affiliate NBC going up to the family, standing in the street with a blanket around them. How do you feel right now?
Hot, motherfucker.
I mean, are we expecting that much more from sports media? People covering something that outside of gamblers doesn't really matter, except to maybe some local economy? They are what they are. I mean, we sit here and think, okay, I wouldn't ask that question. Instead of asking, what would the question you'd rather ask those two? So, man, they ran the ball 44 times against you. What was the chatter like in the huddle? How did you feel?
Well, he asked that to at least one of their safeties, right? Maybe the question becomes, hey, did you guys think about just loading up the box with no safeties, no corners, and stopping the run in that way? Yeah, were you embarrassed? Yeah, fuck yeah, we were embarrassed. We knew what they were going to do every time, and we couldn't stop it. Yes, we were embarrassed. What a dumbass question. But, maybe ask some X's and O's questions, maybe. I don't know, dude, but something like that, like, hey, that's like asking a boxer that just got knocked out in the fight. Hey, were you embarrassed of getting knocked out like that? I see you shit yourself a little. Was that embarrassing? Like, what?
Did that punch hurt?
Yeah, right.
Your house is burned down. Are you sad?
Fun fact about getting knocked out: you rarely feel it. You just don't So usually getting knocked out doesn't hurt. It's when you don't get knocked out.
Have you seen the video of you getting knocked out? Have you seen this?
Is that embarrassing?
Dude, this is crazy. Shit. Roll the tape, Larry.
I like that. I do feel bad for MMA guys in that regard, where they will work out and sacrifice for months, years of their life to get a big break, and then they run out and catch one, and they get ragdolled, and they're like, the first question is, so, you've already got about 75 million views on you getting knocked the fuck out and your tooth flying in the air. Right. So it's like, for all that hard work and dedication just to be the guy that everyone's like, look what his face looks like when he got kicked in the mouth. That just breaks my, yeah, right. That one, like, that's probably a normal looking guy when he's not a high speed photo of him getting kicked in the face. But instead of being like, oh man, I'm so sorry that guy got kicked in the face, you're like, look at that dumb bitch, you got kicked in the face, right? So anyway, I feel bad for that. And when you see the sports journalists asking questions, here's for those of you at home, play along. Here's how you can tell that they're completely phoning in their job and don't know what they're doing and have done zero research. Hey, that big play, talk about that for us. Talk about what you saw on third down. Whenever they say, just go ahead and talk about it. Yeah. That's like, hey, pretend I asked an interesting question here and just talk about that.
Give me a quote. Give me a quote based off of something important that happened. Yeah.
And then if they've already used that one and they have to ask a follow-up, then it's on that big fourth and short, what was going through your mind? If they ever say talk about or what was going through your mind,
they don't know what the fuck they'd ask. And that's always going to be the vets. That's always going to be the vets that do that. I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade at Mark Berman, so I won't say any names, but that's always going to be the guys it's those old school guys will do that too. Big fumble off the face mask there in the red zone that led to their only touchdown of the game. How'd that feel? Fucking awful. Next question. Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ass. Idiot Ezra.
Did y'all ever keep this game up? Michael Carroll will tell you, when we were doing a Houston game day, our contest whenever we had interviews was to get the person to say, good question. Like if you could like, nice. So we would just like it was 60 minutes. And I'm like, let me work on this. So I'm going to drop this stat. I'm going to tie it into a quote from Buddha.
I had
And then-
that one time on The
Oh,
Usual
man,
Suspects,
feels good.
and I forget
Great
who it was. It was a
Yeah,
big
great
name.
question.
It was a
Great
it was a
question.
it was like John Elway or something. And we had a big name on the show, and we were interviewing. It might have been the year Super Bowl was here or whatever. But I asked a question. The guy goes, "Damn, that's a good question." And he just got caught, and I was just like, "Oh, bitch, I done made it. Hall of Fame. Give me
Did
a
Joel
give
get
me a-
mad?
Give me a Pulitzer." No, he didn't. He was
Joel
just like,
get mad?
"Oh, okay, all right." But I was like,
Just-
"Yeah, give me my Pulitzer. Where's my Edward R. Murrow Award? I'm killing this bitch. What? I stumped him."
Joel just went, okay, and then picked up his phone. Call Charles Barkley.
Yeah, Joel can always get the guests. Idiot Ezra has a good one. He said Bill's defense should be embarrassed for giving up 14 points. LOL, their offense
Yeah.
should be embarrassed. That's another good point because, yeah, like I said, Idiot Ezra, if they don't get that muffed punt, fumble recovery on that end of the field, they maybe don't even score that touchdown. We might be talking about 14-3 or worse. Also,
And that was an ugly 14 too. Remember, that wasn't just two
Defensive
touchdowns.
classic for
That
the
was
ages.
that was a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and 2 field goals.
yeah, and a couple of them, whoa, good
Yeah,
field
right.
goals. Yeah, ugly
Yeah.
game. I don't know how the fuck you enjoyed that, Shock. You must. I don't know. You must like fucking rice cakes and
The way
goddamn
the
vanilla
passing
ice
game
cream.
is
Like
officiated,
well done steak.
the way it's played by DBs is so hard to watch. You know, there
No,
should probably
it's
be
not.
5 times more interceptions in the NFL than there are because DBs will never look for the ball. They wait till the guy catches it and then they tackle him.
That's
The
how-
DPI
no!
calls that we see are horrible.
What are you talking about? Trevin Diggs almost has as many interceptions as half the fucking teams in the NFL.
And 5
Guys
of them
are
were
getting
right in his
interceptions.
numbers. You're isolating one guy. Watch the game from week to week. It
One-
happens at the college level too. They're taught
hold
to
on,
not
but-
play the ball but play the receiver, which is total bullshit.
No, well, first of all, it's not total bullshit because the object isn't to make sure that one guy gets a lot of interceptions. It's to defend the pass so that it's not completed, so that you can get a turnover on
amounts
downs or a
to
punt
is them
and move
waiting
on
for
and
him
let
to
your
catch
offense
it.
take the field.
They wait for him
No.
to catch it and then they tackle him. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Well,
No, it's
you gotta.
that's
I would understand why they'd be coached to do it that way, Shock, because the way that they make all the rules to benefit the offense, and anytime you do contest the ball, you're got about a 50% chance of getting called for the DPI. So, yeah, strategically, you may as well just work on hitting the guy in the
You
chest
gotta
and trying
at
to
least
pop the
peek,
ball
and
out.
These guys don't even look. Wait until it's caught and they tackle.
you don't have to look.
The
If
other
whole point
horrible
is
thing
to-
about the
if the whole
NFL
point is to defend the pass, right? The whole point
Yeah.
is to not let 88 catch it. That's the whole fucking point. That's why you either get up on the line or play zone or get leverage and brackets and all this shit. See, do high safeties. We're not going to let X, Y, and Z catch the ball. It doesn't fucking matter if your head is turning
They
around
are,
to find
though.
it or not.
The point now is that he's going to catch it, but we just want to make sure he doesn't take it to the house. That's the way they're playing now.
It is to play the receiver's eyes and hands and scoop through and cut through when he's got his hands on the ball so that you dislodge it. If that's the best way to do it, and trust me, these coaches get paid a hell of a lot more money than you and I do to know
They're
the
doing a
best way to
shitty job.
defend a football. Well,
They're doing a shitty
let me
job.
tell you why.
They learn it.
I disagree.
Please.
They're hamstrung.
Enlighten me.
They're hamstrung because the NFL is doing what the NBA did to offenses, which is all of the rules favor the receiver and the offense because fans love scoring, which is also why the Bills-Patriots game sucked a fat donkey butthole.
And you
It
also
was
picked
awful.
Buffalo. That's why you hated
get a
it.
fat
But here's the
butthole.
other thing, and this was I don't like the
By the way,
reference
I had
tweet,
Patriots
but
to cover, so I picked it where it mattered. Suck it.
for as long as the day is long, this ridiculousness about assuming a catch on a 60-yard bomb and making it a spot foul on defensive pass interference is the biggest load of bullshit in sports.
You think
It's
that you think a
ridiculous.
pass interference as a spot foul is the biggest travesty in
I
NFL
think it's
history?
horrible. Then why don't we assume on offensive pass interference? Why don't we assume an interception and turn the ball over to the defense? You're doing the exact same thing.
What?
You're doing the exact damn same thing. If Josh Allen kicks back at the 50-yard line and throws one into the end zone, and Stephon Diggs is interfered with and doesn't make the catch, the ball is getting spotted at the 1
Yeah.
because you're assuming Stephon Diggs is making that catch. If the defender goes up for it and Diggs shoves him out of the way, you're not assuming an interception. You're just giving him 10 yards and moving it back
15,
one.
but I
That's
see what
trash.
you're saying. So,
You know
so
what?
you're saying both should be a spot foul, offensive PI and defensive PI.
Well, no,
I think
I'll
neither
tell you,
one. In college, it's 10 yards. 10 yards is
15, right?
perfect. It's a first
15.
down.
15 and automatic first
15
down.
first down.
I think I like taking other sports ideas and kind of seeing how they have transitive properties, right?
So let them
And
fight
I
and then
think-
put them in a penalty box like hockey.
No, I
Oh.
think in hockey there's a bit of a referee's call on whether like what was it called when they have a breakaway to the goal. Like if you were if the guy had a breakaway toward the goal and
Offsides?
and then you hit him or something like that, right? If you slash at him or
Breakaway
something,
foul.
then they get a
Open
shootout
season
as
call.
opposed
Boy,
right.
This,
and then
this
same
sound,
thing.
sounds like my wife trying to talk football right now. The three of us trying to talk hockey. We're like, oh, that's a slash and breakaway.
Slash and burn.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make it worse, and also they have the same kind of rule in soccer. If someone has a breakaway to get a penalty kick, sometimes it's just a foul, but it's a referee's judgment on whether or not they had if someone's completely wide open and they just run up and tackle them or something like that, they're getting burnt and they drag a guy to the ground. Well, yeah, because you were about to get burnt and give up a touchdown, so clearly that should be a spot foul. You should get the ball at the 1 or whatever it is, but they should have that judgment to be able to say, well, it's still it wasn't a no doubt. You kept this from being a touchdown on this play.
Yeah.
Then it should be
I'm all for reason.
10 or
Listen,
15.
that sounds reasonable to me because Idiot Ezra had a good point in the chat. He said, if it's not a spot foul, wouldn't defenders do it more often on purpose? Yeah. If you're running a 30-yard route, even if it's not near the goal line, but I'd rather give up the 15 if it looks like you're going to catch it. I'll just sweep the legs like it's Cobra Kai. Poof, down you go. It's a 15-yard play now instead of a 30-yard play.
But if you also make
because
that
it's a spot foul, that's more. There's more. I can't do that, or it's going to cost me more. It's going to cost my defense more. So I like the idea of judgment. Was it incidental contact in a way where, look, it wasn't going to be an easy catch to begin with, or maybe going back on the ball that was incidental, so that should be 15 yards because he was just playing the receiver, right? That should. So I love that. I'm good with that, but I don't think that you can't just say all of it's 5, 10, 15 yards.
What about here's a ticky tack. What about 10 yards for holding on a call that could be made on any play?
Yeah, that's a bullshit
and
call.
it becomes a drive wrecker. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
if the offensive lineman doesn't know his own snap count, it's only 5.
Yeah.
You fucking left the huddle 3 seconds ago. You don't know what the snap count is? 10 yards, motherfucker. Give him 15. But because on this play, a defender
you know what? You're
decides,
cut. You're cut. You just take your
a
fat
defender
ass.
just we're deciding that's holding this play.
Yeah.
It hasn't been
Well,
the last
and it's funny
20
you
plays.
say that.
No, it's
Whenever there's point shaving situations, that's one of the key indicators is holding calls for that very
Go way
reason,
up.
because you can technically say there's holding on just about every play, depending on what you looked at, especially in a college game, that doesn't have, super replay and all that other shit. Plus it always comes down to the judgment of the referee or the ump, whoever throws the flag for
Now,
holding.
not to
didn't
get
the
us.
Pats go a whole didn't the Patriots go a whole postseason without a holding call? Like was it
Something
Brady's
like that,
last year
yeah.
or next to last? They went 3 postseason games without a holding call.
Okay. Johnny, you played college football. For those of you that are new to the show, that maybe this is
Small
your first
college
time.
kick of football.
By the way, make sure you
Kicker.
follow. We appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Say hi in the chat if you're new. We'd love to see all the new folks that are watching. But
New people.
were you ever approached about throwing a game? I mean, you had a direct effect on scoring. You were a kicker, right? You had.
I
No one
played
ever
at
came up to me like,
NAIA
listen,
school.
I'll buy you a pizza at Frank's
Come
Pizza
on.
and Calzones if you go out
I
and just miss a
guarantee
game
you.
winner.
There was no action played on any game I played in college. The only people who cared at all about the
I
outcome of
believe
those
you.
games
Was
were
you?
the people directly involved.
Johnny, you
in the
didn't never
games.
bet on your own. What did you ever think about betting on
That's
yourself?
what I'm saying. There's no book. There's no who would I bet with. Who would I
Oh,
go get
come
the
on! It's a
action?
college town. There's somebody some future
imagine them
degenerate taking bets.
Shaving points on a bet between teammates. Oh, fuck
Yeah,
that
right.
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You owe me $20, motherfucker. Absolutely.
Frank, the quarterback, is taking fucking bets, and he's like, "You missed that fucking kick on purpose, Westling. That's bullshit. Because I gave you the points. I gave you them and the points, you asshole." He's the quarterback.
$50.
I would
motherfucker.
rather
Yeah,
admit to
exactly.
that. Yes, I missed that on purpose. I missed that 32-yard field goal on
That
purpose.
sounds like a great
Not because
sketch.
I'm bad and hungover.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. By the way, the chat's all in on Shock. Everybody's like, I like when Shock gets salty.
Yeah,
I
he
like
gets
when
some
Shock
fire.
gets
It's nice.
passionate. I mean, it's
delights.
whatever. It's whatever.
It's lights.
Yeah, it looks like you're in a
the Christmas
Hollywood
strip.
dressing room back there. I like it. Yeah.
You like this?
Yeah.
You like this?
It's like
Give you a tour of the estate here. Not really, but that's
You have to
that's
go to
all there is.
OnlyFans to get
is that
this
door?
kinda-
Was that a NASCAR door? What was all the writing on that sumbitch? What was
No, you know what that is? That is the door from the kitchen, the pantry door from the house Stace and I used to own, and that's all the heights from all of our kids. So we,
All the heights-
when
oh,
we
nice.
sold the house.
Oh,
We took the
dude,
door with us.
that is
clever.
badass.
Yeah.
We took the
That is
door
very
and-
cool.
Yeah,
It's not
you
even
can
a
see
real,
it.
so it's not on the wall or anything. It's just leaning against the wall.
It's just leaning until
very
we
cool.
buy another house, hopefully this spring,
It'll fit.
and then we'll put it in the pantry of that new house.
Very.
I have to
cool.
actually
That's cool.
varnish or shellac it so it doesn't fade.
Cover. Yeah, absolutely. D-Mata said, "Oh shit, I forgot about the movie Fidel. Have you seen The Last Boy Scout?" Hey, oppa! Thank you, Idiot Ezra, for the follow.
What's up, dude? Thanks, man.
Was that the last good movie Damon Wayans was in?
If one more person follows, I do this shot live. What? How
Oh, I
dangerous
will
am
too.
I? I mean, I'm going to do the shot anyways. Just follow the
do it
goddamn
now anyway.
program.
Let's do this.
Follow. Just follow. Somebody unfollow and follow again just because. I don't know. Shock's
I'm
just
out of
drinking.
booze.
Shock, that's not even real Maker's Mark. That's bootlegs. He got that shit at he got that shit at Specs with like 3 Ks.
I bought it in Lexington, actually.
It's
I bought it in
Maker's
Kentucky.
Merc.
Yeah. Well, Members Mark, Maker's Mark.
Yeah, it's Members Mark.
Maker's Mark.
That's
Yeah.
funny. What do you have?
I did it
now?
again.
Hey!
I tried to hit a real pen.
You tried to hit a real pen?
That's why I need
poisoning
glasses,
one of these
man.
days.
John's over here like on a Sharpie.
know.
He's like, I got nothing out of this sumbitch.
Ain't
All
crazy,
right.
but I got a hit out of it. But
Shelby, day one Donna followed and
damn it.
unfollow. Now we're
They're all
talking.
unfollowed.
It feels-
Man, I dropped it.
Did you break it? Oh, that would be
No.
hilarious. Cheers. Thank you for all the follows, everybody.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Hey.
It took so long to get Donna to follow. She's been watching
Taking us
since
13
April.
years for Donna to follow us.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey, that's a
Margo,
real one.
thank you,
Margo
buddy.
Boobs. What's up?
Cisco, thank you for the bits, homie. Appreciate the 27 bits. Shelby, thank you for the 200 bits as well. Francisco with the follow. Thank you for, now they're all just unfollowing and following. I'm not doing shots for every one of these, by the way. There's no goddamn way.
Shot.
Let's go.
That's messed up. That's messed up.
Hey, oppa. All right. That's
It's gonna be funny.
Donna.
Next
Thank you for the
win.
24 bits.
Next Wednesday. Hey guys, it's Don. Looking at the numbers, well, you sure had a lot of follows on Tuesday. Really, I don't know what y'all did that night, but wow.
You
look at
guys
that.
the marketing paid off. You guys made a couple of
Do that
highlights
again.
from the last show. And Shock, you okay
you
there,
made
buddy?
a clip, huh?
You made that clip, don't you know? Jared, thank you for the
go
200
back to this.
or the 25 biddies.
All right. Fidel has not seen Pulp Fiction, Shawshank, Terminator, 7, Silence of the Lambs, The Exorcist. Yeah, dude, I am the biggest yutz in the world in terms of movies I have not seen, but dude, you're worse than me now.
I
I've
made
seen
a
almost
list.
all of those.
Yeah, I never
saw any of the Terminator movies. I didn't see any of those.
I don't know why I made this list once, but I also made a list of movies I've never seen, and people were like, "What do you do with your life?"
That's disturbing.
Like, I haven't seen Tommy Boy. You guys gave me shit about that for years. I still
you
haven't
son
seen
of a
Tommy
bitch.
Boy.
Did you
I
grow
only
up on the
saw Pulp
island from
Fiction
Lost or
because,
something? How do you not have access?
Yeah, I only saw
Did you not
Pulp Fiction because
accidentally see
Fowler
most of them?
guilted me into it. So
Well, yeah, he just couldn't communicate with you. You need a common language. So you did
Tarantino.
before that. You didn't know what the GIMP was.
The
the Gimp, the
Pulp
guy with the
Fiction?
limp.
Oh
No.
yeah. I mean, like,
Oh yeah,
dude,
no.
Neither one of you.
I've seen some of those. No, look, hold on. Where's the list at? Where's the goddamn list at? Where's my damn lines? Fidel's
thing-
not. I've seen
yeah.
Pulp Fiction. I've seen Shawshank
I haven't seen Fight
Redemption.
Club. I haven't seen Fight Club.
I've seen Terminator, but not all of them. I've seen Seven. I've seen Silence of the Lamb, one of my favorite movies. Exorcist, Fight Club. Yeah, I've seen all that, but I don't remember it. Like you say, Gimp, that means nothing to me. Cisco, thank you for the 10 biddies.
Dude,
Shelby, thank you for the
If you've
25
seen
biddies.
Pulp Fiction, how does the GIMP not mean anything to you?
It just doesn't, because I wasn't infatuated with the movie like some people. I just was
You
like,
know, the
okay,
thing was,
say what
and
again,
I had
motherfucker?
to-
Like, okay, cool.
I had to explain to Fred why I wasn't that taken with Pulp Fiction. I'm like, because I've seen every other Tarantino movie. If that had been the first one I'd seen, it may have been a bigger impact. But after I saw all the other ones, it wasn't that big a deal. I feel like I've seen it.
Which ones what you don't think does he not have a good one for you? Like, is there not a good Tarantino
No, I
movie?
like Tarantino movies, but because I'd seen the rest of them, it wasn't that impactful to me. I feel like I've seen that style out of him. It's like
You
Wes
guys seen
Anderson.
Full-
Once you've seen,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know their fastball, right? What about Full Metal Jacket? You guys seen Full Metal
Love
Jacket?
one of my favorite. I think to
When
me
all
the
those
best
came
war
out-
movie of all time. All time.
Pretty good. Shock, yes, no?
I did in the theater when it came out, but didn't it come out the same time
Ooh.
as like Platoon? Weren't there like a flock of those that
Yeah.
all kind of came out at the same time?
Mhm.
Hamburger Hill, yeah. I mean, they came out at the same time. I think.
I was trying to
yeah,
find.
why?
I can't find. Like, I haven't seen The Godfather or any of those.
Dude,
There was
you haven't
another.
seen The Godfather.
No, there was another series.
Red my heart.
Yeah, I haven't.
Red
There's a
my heart.
lot of like classics like that I haven't watched. So I
Leave
don't,
the
I don't
gun,
know what
take
you
the
want.
cannoli. You don't know any of that.
I don't know.
Shelby, Red Dawn. You mean the old one, right? The Brat Packer, not the new shitty remake they made, but the original one. with all
God, the
Brat
original
Pack-
Red
Brat Pack
Dawn.
guys?
Oh my God, I would watch that every fucking time as a kid. When I think we did this once when Patrick Swayze blew the snot bubble. That was like one of the
Oh,
greatest
God.
moments in cinema history when he accidentally blew a
That's right.
snot bubble. I'll quote random lines from that movie that no one knows. Just taken out of context, you're like, "What the fuck?" I never heard of it. Like, I'll just randomly, I never heard of it. And no one knows where in that movie that is or why, but it stuck to me for some reason. Avenge me, boys! Like, oh God, what a fucking classic movie.
That was a good one.
You ever seen The Outsiders? It's basically all those
Yeah.
same actors, only like 10 years previous.
Never saw.
Outsiders.
Outsiders was
Shelby
good.
said, "Fuck the new Red Dawn." That's what I'm talking about, Shelby. Fuck that dumbass movie. By the way, we're in level
There
1 of
you
a hype
go.
train.
I
Thank
like
you
the
guys.
fire.
Yeah.
Fire right train.
The Gimp scene was epic. Pair of pliers and a blowtorch. Means nothing. Nothing.
Zed
I
is
saw
dead, baby. Zed is dead. You don't nothing.
No.
John, I think the scene that gets the most run is the Royale with cheese scene. I mean, of that whole movie, that's the one that I see the most kind of, quoted is that shitty scene. But I mean, it was what it was.
I like. Why the fuck am I on brain detail? Oh, I shot Marvin in the face. None of that means anything to you.
Nothing.
Okay.
No. And I've seen it. I just don't know the quotes. I don't.
What about Big Lebowski?
Oh, I think I saw some of it. I was like, eh.
Yeah, you're either all the
Classic.
way in or all the way out of Big Lebowski.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie. Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
What about the old like Porky's, the Boner movies?
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
I saw that at a
on
drive-in, John.
What?
It was the second half of a
Fuck, you throw up an
Stripes.
American Graffiti or something? What are you doing? I was at a drive-in.
Yeah. It
My
was
best
a
gal
triple
having
feature.
a sarsaparilla.
My parents, they took us to see Crawl,
Sharing an
Stripes,
RC.
and Porky's.
What? Your parents took you to
That's
see? Dude, Stripes was the first movie titties I ever
Titties,
saw.
yeah.
I mean, I think it might have been the
Yeah.
first actual titties I ever saw because I was
Stripes
pretty
was the
young.
first one. Yeah, you're right. The shower scene, right?
What? And then Porky's wasn't far behind it. And then there was all the Lady Chatterley movies that would come on Cinemax because my dad had it had cable before anybody. And I was
yeah,
like,
the Lady
this is,
Chatterley's
I'm
good.
getting, man, when I'm an adult, I'm
5.
getting cable because these fucking Lady Chatterley
dude.
movies are the shit.
I can't wait
Yeah.
to jack off to something unscrambled.
Not the iPhone
I saw
Watch.
titty. I saw a nipple. I saw a nipple.
There's a
No,
nipple.
that might-
Oh,
they
boss.
did.
It was
They did
explode.
order a pizza. That might have been a pepperoni. Shit. All right.
Oh, what about I'll tell you what. I was an early adapter to the Emmanuel series. Remember those?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Emmanuel
Manual
and Lady Chatterley, and now I'm a big, and now I'm bless you. I'm a big fan of the Busty Cops series. Very good. Cinemax. You know, they
Subtle.
don't make softcore.
Yeah.
They don't make softcore
Softcorn.
porn like they used to. They don't.
They don't make softball porn like they used to.
They don't. I want to
better
see
now.
Jenny Finch scissoring with. I don't know.
Don't Google that.
Cat Osterman
Yeah, they want-
and Jenny Finch.
Listen,
Man.
my
Cypress' own.
ex-wife was a
Oh,
softball
you talking
player.
about
There's
Chin
not a
Music
lot of
Volume
softball
6?
players you want to see in a porn. I'll tell you that much.
Oh
There's
yeah,
not.
no. If they did make softball porn, it wouldn't be for us. It-
It would be for
Moving
like
up in the box.
like-
Moving up in
Yeah.
the box. Part three.
move up in the box. Nice.
yeah,
Oh,
That's a good
yeah.
one.
It would definitely be for like some
Squeeze
Russian
play.
babushka in
That ain't pine tar.
in
Oh, okay,
the middle of
that's-
nowhere.
now we're getting somewhere.
That's gross.
This bit got good.
Shelby said it would be for me. Really?
Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
Ah. She looks like a rangy second baseman, if you know what I mean.
About to turn two. All right.
Turn two,
Yes,
baby.
Just
yeah.
reaching it. A league of their own. Oh my god.
You seen League
Yes. I don't remember any of it. Just there's
Did the
no
Gina
pineapple.
Davis split do something for you?
No, nothing.
Bull Durham.
No.
You
Yes,
watch that
Bull
one?
Durham. Yes. Bull Durham is good. Yeah, I have my, I have some, not a lot.
Trying
but
to
I
think
have
of a
some.
more classic movie. Oh, hey, you know what? I got a sports topic.
Okay, throw it
Huh?
out, Johnny. Let's go.
First off, what's
Let me go
up?
get
with
another
that's pretty
beer.
good.
Can I go get another beer? What time is it?
Yeah,
8:42.
go get another
Yeah.
beer.
I'm gonna go get another beer.
Go get another beer.
8:42. You got a minute.
I'll bring it up with Shock because Shock. I don't know. I don't think you know someone who's more into spring football than me, right? I mean, I'm pretty much. I get all excited and bubbly over the USFL. Big fan of the XFL. Of course, XFL, COVID casualty. They shut down shop. They're
The
rumored
Rocks
to.
League.
That's right. Now the Rock's involved. They're supposed to come back in 2023. They just hired a new vice president of football, player development and shit like that. So my question is, are we going to now see a bit of a land rush for that prime spring professional football market? And what your thoughts were of who you favored to win out overall, the USFL, which is a little bit more traditional, and then there's the wild ass XFL, which is trying to be a little bit more traditional or respectable football. And do you think there will be a merger, or will they ever play a championship game? Real quick, Barry, XFL is coming back in 2023, USFL next year.
Got
They're
it.
going to be competing against each other. How long until they just join forces?
Yep. Good question. Shock, go ahead.
Dwayne is behind the XFL, correct?
Yes.
I think what will suck is with the USL when they come back, there's going to be that specter of the $2 settlement, and you're going to see Donald Trump, owner of the Generals, and you're going to see all this other stuff that wasn't so great when we look back at the history of the USFL. On the other hand, absent of Vince McMahon, I think there's not many people that are better marketers of stuff than Dwayne Johnson, and I would also trust him to get the right people involved. That 26 hours a day, he's constantly moving. If there's one person I think that could pull that off and get the right people involved and do it correctly, I think it would be Dwayne Johnson, and I would lean towards them being more successful.
Okay.
I could see a merger, although I don't know if pride would allow either side to reach out. There may be a discussion down the road, but I think what they're both trying to do, trying to be big boys, right? Like they're trying to make it on their own. We got this. We can be the second best. If there's the UFC, there's still Bellator, right? There's a legacy. There's the CFL. Why not us?
And
we can do this with the right.
I'm glad that you brought those up because those also have competitors that fight against each other, right? So it's not like they're completely out of class. You've got Bellator guys that go to UFC, former UFC guys go to Bellator, things
True.
like that.
They'll
So
bounce back
they're
and
still
forth.
in the same sport, sanctioned by the same bodies, right? So they would be
Correct.
contemporaries of each other, colleagues, if you will.
Correct.
I think you're right. I don't think a merger would be the play. But what if they both had completely separate seasons, and then the champs of each played for?
Well,
you're going to
here's
like
the
this, Shock,
problem.
because you said it earlier, the king of the spring, right?
Here's the problem. They don't want to do that because they would have to compete against each other for the cash fan's attention. or the hardcore fans of detention, whoever it might be. Because first of all, I don't think hardcore NFL fans would watch it, but I could be wrong. Second of all, if they're both playing at the same time in order to play in a championship game, then they're both going to be competing for that dollar, because fans aren't going to support the Gamblers and the Roughnecks. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. Not in the same season at the same time. Not between March and June. They're just not going to all those games. And what about stadiums? And I just think it's too much.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of big dangly
We'll do
questions.
it college stadiums.
Yeah, if you had it though, where like, okay, we're gonna play a 6-week schedule, you play a 6-week schedule, and then we'll play a championship game. That might be, but if you had to separate it by months and months, I just don't think it happens. I think a merger is much more likely than some sort of super game, between the two.
John, would you think maybe there would be a fear, like the reason some of our higher profile NBA guys don't do the slam dunk thing, I believe, is because they don't want to get shown up, and what if they lose, and what if it doesn't work, then I lose that momentum. If you are League A and you get beat by 50 by the champion of League B, the fear that I've got this league I'm trying to start, I look like a total chump compared to this other league. They might do it down the line, but I don't know if they would risk it real soon.
I'll tell you what. Let's say they had that meeting and one of the two leagues representatives said something like that. Then that becomes the league that I don't support, because that is fundamentally bitch made. Mm-hmm. And I don't care if you want to make something that's supposed to be badass football at a time of the year when there is no other badass football, and you've got B-level talent, which is still elite and amazing if packaged right and everyone's at the same level. Right, like even bad football is good if they're evenly matched. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you take all the guys that are practice squad guys in the NFL that are one popped Achilles away from starting on Sunday, but yet they're not, and they're making shit money. Those guys get a chance to play in the spring. You're gonna see some guys balling out. It'll be some accidental, legit football. And you saw in the XFL, man, the Roughnecks ran a hell of a run, man. That was not nothing here in Houston. So. I think.
Well, I mean, consider the standard, okay?
I think they have to go for
I've seen lingerie football teams better than the professional NFL team in this city.
Right. Yeah, but still, I'm saying John, it's a guts business. So I think that if you're going to be a showman to get a crowd, pit your league against my league, and then if you whoop my league's ass, then we'll play again next year. Mm-hmm.
When Pat McAfee was asked if he would entertain an offer from the XFL or the USFL, he said he would be insulted, and absolutely not. John, as a special team specialist with a unique skill, if one of those leagues said, "Hey, John Wessling, we've seen your tape. Would you be interested in coming out and kicking for us?"
I tell you. I would go to the tryout and then summarily be sent home.
How far do you think you can kick it? How far can you kick it right now? Like because I know, like if you ask me, the Provo kid, if you ask the Provo kid right now, Barry, put this microphone down. How far could you run? Kid. I could probably go 4 or 5 miles.
Look, I talked some shit about 10 years ago with Anson on the show, and I said I could walk right out of the car
and kick a 35-yarder.
And 40. I said I could walk out of the car, smoke a cigarette, drop it, and kick it with no warm up, nothing. So we did it, and I pulled it off to the left, but it had length.
It had the distance.
It definitely had length. So if you give me if there was 5 weeks to train and practice and square it up again, yeah, I could make a 40-yarder. I could make a 40. There's still 40 yards a leg in this.
Okay.
How long would it take you to run a 40?
I don't know, Shock. Have you ever timed yourself running a 40?
Absolutely.
I like
sundial.
It's just leaving work.
Sundial. It was just started just after lunch, and we were getting ready for dinner when it finished. Yeah.
If I had to honestly pick, I would say at about a 6'2", 40.
I think I could. Well, I don't think I'd be much further behind you. I was never a sprinter, though. The Provo kid is a distance.
Oh, you're a long distance?
I like that.
I
think it's time for the Sports Riot Combine this spring. I think
let's do it. We got to do each of our disciplines, right? So we all have to kick a field goal. We all have to run a mile, And
Punt,
then
pass, and kick. Plus,
Shock,
running
what is
running a 40.
your discipline? I don't know what would your discipline be, Shock? We know Johnny's is kicking, mine's running. What is your sports discipline?
What's left?
I don't know. What did you play?
Moaning?
I mean, I'm a field general.
Field general.
I fancy myself a coach.
Exactly. I'll carry the clipboard and evaluate.
Hold on,
But no, I think around the time of the NFL Combine, we should have an event, and whoever wins is king of spring. I think we need to come up with something.
We'll just
need
have a get
sponsors.
together at Plex and
have
our own combine.
Shock said,
Stadium.
Jared said Shock is shots of bourbon. Oh, I don't know if you want this.
It doesn't
That'd
do
be
Johnny
you
and I
any
are
good
pretty
on
good
the
at this.
field.
We're nightclub comedians.
Yeah, dude. That will be the most competitive of
It
the,
would, because Shock can drink now.
events.
Don't get it twisted. Shock can fucking drink. It would be that drinking Olympics would be interesting on this show. That would be interesting. I have a feeling I'd be the lightweight though. I would probably not be able to.
Now, here's what would happen.
Decent practice, but
The jumping portion of the combine. No, Fred.
Is
He's like
Barry
Barry
would
talking about
book
high
it.
jump, long jump, standing broad jump. What are we talking?
there you go.
Barry would book this thing about a mile from his house.
So I could drive
Yeah.
home.
So and he would
No
get an
altitude.
Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're like,
That's-
okay, congrats, you won the drinking contest. Now do the 30-mile sprint to Katy, you drunk motherfucker. You're
Now,
like,
now do the get
no.
home contest.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I hope
Couldn't
you have
even dial
$150
Uber
for
at that point.
Uber.
Oh, that's a good question. Who would win on the bench? Say 150 pounds. No way I'm lifting 150 pounds.
Dude, I haven't pushed a
No
bar in
way.
25 years. No.
I might get up 100.
I think I got that. I could do 150.
Really? You
Yeah.
fucking beast? You brute? You animal? I don't
You
think
think
I
you
can
bench
bench press
150
more than
one time?
100.
It's not that impressive compared to my weight. So let's not get carried
But
away.
that's a misnomer. It's not like you're fucking,
Yeah.
The Rock as an example. I weigh 250. I can bench 300.
He
There's
benches way more than 300.
well, whatever. But I'm just telling you, I don't think I could. I might be able to press 100 once.
So what Barry's saying is he
These are
makes
show
love
muscles,
from the
is
top.
what I'm saying. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is boy.
Show
This is
muscles.
show fat right here.
Yeah, it looks
show
good.
fat.
I like the color, though. You have good coloring there.
Thanks. Yeah, it's super crispy white.
Chalk.
It's very.
Dude,
Chalk.
I can see your blood type.
You can see the powder when I blow on it. You can see powder coming off. It's pretty bad.
You raised in an aquifer? How do you get that white?
In an aquifer. The
Look
rice
like a
plant.
fucking seahorse before it develops.
God damn.
It's clear. Are you part jellyfish, motherfucker? You
know.
are see-through.
Just to be safe, I'm gonna pee on you.
Yeah, I know.
It's for my
Asymmetric said,
protection.
Barry, do you have a license for that gun? Watch out, fam.
Yeah. Is that the one the sheriff's found? Okay, we get an update.
Chevy said, oh, Alabaster Barry.
Yeah.
I forgot to
Yes,
mail that
Master
thing
Laminate.
off, by the way. I wonder if that means there's a warrant for my arrest.
Well, I don't think you're still a suspect, probably.
I forgot to send them that thing. It was like, no, I still haven't found my gun, asshole.
The usual suspect. Fran Barca, I don't even know if they do NFL punt, pass, and kick. I assume they do, but if you haven't seen the Andrew Reid one, it is still
Oh my
later
God.
such a fun watch.
Yeah, it is.
Andrew Reid, who looked like a Los Angeles Ram. It looked like he could have been blocking for Pat Hayden or Vince Ferragamo in that video. It
Do
is
they have
worth
an
going
adult
to
punt,
find.
pass, and kick? Let's see. If they do, I'm signing
Yeah,
this
it's
up.
called the
should.
combine. It's called
Adult
college. It's an
punt,
exhaustive even
pass,
recruiting.
and
It's for
It's a
really
whole
good
thing.
people.
It's about
I would
half of
wear
what we
the,
talk about this time of year.
I'd wear the Under
It's called
Armour
fucking
sausage
football,
wrap.
man.
It's got there wearing bike shorts and a
Yeah.
There is
medium.
the District 1 Community Center had an adult punt, pass, and kick. I don't even know where that is. That is in.
That sounds like one of those things they do is like physical therapy for people. It's not like in a
wait. This
proper
is
adult
completely
activity.
made up. The Great Seal of the Ho Chunk Nation.
Oklahoma? Where is
they
this?
hold the whole junk nation.
Ho chunk. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be laughing at people or a culture, but that just took me by surprise a little bit that there's a whole nation called Ho Chunk.
Right next to the Slapaho tribe.
They had a punt, pass, and kick at the Ho Chunk Civic Center. I'm a child. I'm sorry. All right. I'm sorry.
I almost nope. Not gonna say it.
No, I'm already.
Oh, okay. I
Is it
got
hot
a
in
nice
here,
little. I had to change the subject so that I don't get us canceled.
I was
Get
up.
this fan on.
The punt, pass, kick thing. It's ridiculous cousin, the Dr. Pepper scholarship throw thing. Whatever you.
Oh
Over
yeah,
the sandwich board.
yes, into the big inflatable tube, the Dr. Pepper butthole.
Yes. We need to talk about just the overall lack of form that's being exhibited in these. They are trash.
He
Back
was
to
an
two
economics major, and they were like,
Chest
she was like,
passing.
by the way, she was typical to our earlier conversation of stupid ass questions after a sporting event. Hey, Poppy, did you train it off this? He's like, yeah, I worked it out for 2 days. I sat there and threw footballs in the backyard. Oh well, your form is ass. It's
I
awful.
trained for this. It's called childhood.
You should have to throw it overhand.
Yeah.
You should have to. Throw
I agree.
It like a.
I
Were
agree.
they
You should-
underhanding it like granny
chest
shots?
pass.
Oh, they're like
just
flarbing it
grabbing
the
it.
whole time.
Oh,
Yeah, chest
get out of here! First of all, I
Yeah,
don't watch those because they're
If
aggravating.
it's not a
as fuck.
spiral, it doesn't
Yeah,
count. Should be-
exactly.
If you're throwing above the ear, spiral.
Well, you might go a little. You might go a little Lamar Jackson,
Ducky, ducky,
Okay.
quack, quack.
You
All
know,
right,
three
we'll let that
quarters.
slide.
right?
I want the hand.
Little Kent.
I want
I
the
want
wrist.
a little Kent Colby action.
Wrist
Get up
above
underneath.
elbow.
Bosom Mary.
How about that?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wrist
submariners,
above.
no
Yeah.
chest pass.
Wrist above elbow is fine. That works.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
I'm
else
with you. I'm with you
quantify
because
an overhand.
otherwise, you little economics nerd. you're like,
I feel like that's how
look-
it started. Like years ago when they first started doing it, it looked like, people were whipping balls at it, and it was like a little more exciting. The little chest pass, how many can I get over there? Like it's like you're at fucking Dave and Buster's trying to win a bear or some shit.
I got a spider ring. So
It's like,
great.
they should do that. They should. I don't like that the second place gets 20 grand.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I want those things to be winner take all. In second place, you get fucking 11 tickets that come out of the side of the machine, and that's what you get.
And you can
They should
redeem
do it throughout the
for
bowl
This
season.
fucking Dakota ring.
Have a bracket.
Yes. Oh, I like
Right?
it.
I mean, they got hundreds
Yeah,
of thousands
started-
of dollars in play here. Let's make it care. It's
No,
shit.
I'm
It's
with
shit
you.
right now.
I'm with
It's
you.
a horrible
whatever
visual
shitty
product.
bowl whatever shitty bowl they start with after the Army Navy game, start from there and then make
All
it
the
a
way
gauntlet.
through. Yeah, 64 teams.
A case of
or
Dr.
64
Pepper,
people.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, and then
And-
you know what? 100 grand for winning at once. I mean, that's a bit rich. How about 10 grand a round?
Of your own
You know
money.
what I'm saying?
Ooh, Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hold up. We're just giving them first place money.
But
And raise odds. You can if you move on to the next round and you double your money, you can
bow out.
double. If you lose, you get
that'd be
nothing.
great.
Yeah.
That'd be great. You could bow out. You're like, I'm just gonna like, what was that game show where you'd be like, I'm just gonna stop here and keep my money.
Press your luck.
Oh, yeah, press your
Something
luck.
like
Yeah.
that,
No whammies. No whammies.
Before we leave, let me give you
Oh,
what
yeah.
I believe is the red
find
hot
somebody to
lock strategy. Look for a rate. Here's a strategy. If you were ever in one of those Dr. Pepper tuition challenge throwing contests, here's a surefire way to win.
Do
First
they
off,
allow community college students to do that? Because otherwise, I would be totally out on opportunities.
dude, you could go to Lone
10
Star
years
College
tuition.
for 50 years on that. You know what I mean?
I'm an adjunct professor now.
Yeah, dude.
catalog degree.
Anyway, you want the left. All right, if you're right-handed, you want the left lane. If you're left-handed, you want the right lane. Hear me out.
Oh, I know who we're
All right. So there you go. You got your two competitors for the Dr. Pepper tuition challenge.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as they blow the whistle, you take that first ball and then you turn to your opponent and you fucking throw it as hard as you can right into their ear.
Yeah, I agree.
knock them down, and they'll be confused, they'll be out of it, and then you immediately, super fast, just start whipping them into your own bucket, right? You're going to build up enough of a lead. You're going to, at bare minimum, 7 to 10 seconds that they're going to have before they get their shit together, because they're going to be like, are they allowed to do that? I mean, he just hit me. He just what? I want to, they're going to start
bucket
crying for
over.
it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Are you allowed to play? How about
you
that?
don't have to hurt anyone. You just go over and mafia kick their bucket, knock their footballs over the damn field.
You should be able to, like, you can't. It's almost NFL rules. You can't look at the ball. You can't find the ball. You just stand in front of the hole with your back to it, and you're just like,
oh yeah. Just fucking.
Largo's idea.
I would
for
just
the
peg you in the
Dr.
back of the
Thunder
head
contest.
so many times until you stayed down. He's not even
Slight-
aiming for the hole anymore. He's just pegging.
slight brain damage. It was worth 100,000. He's too stupid to finish college now.
Oh, I'd hit you right square in the butthole. Just right, like where it breaks your tailbone a little bit.
Did you get a Roger Goodell tattoo on your ass? No, that fucking guy can hit me with a football right there.
Who's the Duke?
Largo says, who's the Duke? Largo said if you win the Dr. Thunder contest, you get Lee College tuition for 1 semester.
Sand Jack. Holy.
Dr. Thunder. I love it.
Oh my
that's
God,
it.
Largo, you win the chat.
We'll have the Dr. Thunder contest at our big combine.
We got to do that. We have to do that.
Oh,
We're gonna.
fun.
That'll be that. That's the third thing. It's kick a field goal, run a mile, pass
And
contest.
Dr. Thunder.
The Dr. Thunder pass contest.
Chug a
Like-
2 liter
like-
Dr. Thunder.
But like with full blown no rules. Like
Yes,
just
none.
there's 30 seconds, there's a bunch of balls, however many you get in there, and however many let's just fucking murder it out.
Make it like American Gladiators. We'll put
Oh,
Trey
dude.
out there to
Oh, my
defend you.
God.
Just in an
So
octagon,
great.
punches.
It's lightning.
Everybody's got your cups on for the punt, pass, and kick.
Punt, pass, and kick in the face.
Oh my God. Oh,
Punt,
my
pass, and
God.
roundhouse kick.
Super kick.
Oh, that is fantastic. All right, Tom.
Hey, this was a good one tonight, gentlemen.
Fun
Thank you
times.
very much.
It's
for
curiosity.
being so great. Thank you to each and every one of you who joined us tonight while Barry gets the. You want to go ahead and tell him the raid now before we close?
Yeah, we're raiding Kyle King, our buddy, friend of the show. We're gonna raid Kyle. He's playing Farming Simulator.
Oh, I've got that game. Yeah. It's as bad as it sounds.
We're gonna raid Kyle doing Farming Simulator. This is gonna be fucking hilarious.
It's boring and glitchy.
Is
Just
it?
like real farming. Yeah. I tried to play it, it was raining. I was like, well, I guess I'll just stay in the house.
So, guys, make sure you join us right back here 7 p.m. Thursday night for the half-ass sidecast of kickoff of Week 14 of NFL action.
Yes, sir.
Pittsburgh Steelers at the Minnesota Vikings. It's going to be a good one.
Hey,
And then
Jared,
starting
thank
from
you for the
10 to
biddies.
12 for League of Pain, and we get you ready for the rest of the Week 14 slate. For everyone who came on a Rorschachers raid and stayed around, we love you. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the new follows. For Nick Lowry, for the Lone Ranger, for Barry Laminack,
Golden Retriever.
Mike Leaveshock here. This has been Sports Riot live on Twitch. We'll see you Thursday, y'all. Make it great.
I paint with words until a change occurs. I paint with words. Words, strange and absurd until a change occurs. My roots are buried in the ground, a very profound vocabulary. I carry around a library of sound, take it to various towns. On stage, I'm taking barriers and tearing them down.